everybody to the Geekset Gaming Kickoff. This is our first podcast, just to sort of show what Geekset Gaming is all about, some of the things that we're going to be doing. I am your host, Didge. Shouldn't be the host, but things happen behind the scenes. So it's okay, everyone. It's all okay. I have a lovely panel with me. Who's starting first, my good friend Trevon. How are you doing today?
Hey, happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me. I'm here to talk about all the gaming stuff. Let's see. I'm more superheroes, action adventure, but we'll see if I get enticed for anything else. Let's go.
Superheroes and action. You're not like a. I know you're not a sports game. I don't know why I was gonna ask you about sports gaming. But like, you don't do like the platformers or like the whimsical games, as I call them.
You have to tell me what that means.
All right, we'll talk about that as we go through. I think I picked out some whimsical games, so we'll definitely talk about that. Also with me today is another dear friend of mine. Should have been the host today. My good buddy, JakeXclusive. Jake, how you doing today?
I'm fantastic. Appreciate you hosting this for me, Didge. See what happened was Didge told me I was hosting this thing, and I'm like, oh, I'm hosting this thing. So I guess I'm hosting this thing. But no, I appreciate, man, being here. Big time gamer, kind of getting the start off going with the YouTube content with Geekset Gaming. So it's been a lot of fun, man. Just played a lot of different games, mostly sports games content, but I also go back into classic games. That's pretty much been my MO of the last 6 months that I've been talking to Didge about, a lot of classic gamings, fun things like that. So yeah, just happy to be here, man, and like ready to talk some gaming.
Dope. Fun fact, Jake is currently going through Assassin's Creed 2 again.
Yes, I am.
Those graphics are rough. Looking back at it.
Man.
Yo.
Yeah, and I'm not playing it on my PC. I'm playing it on the remastered version on my PS5, which is obviously the PS4 port version of it. So it's like, yeah, it's a little rough. But you know what? I'm having fun. Looks good to me. That's all that matters.
Someone who I know also really loves Ubisoft and their Assassin's Creed game. Jamie, I'm making a joke because I know you hate their latest. But I am going to you, my good friend Amy. How are you today? And tell everyone your love of Ubisoft.
I'm doing well. I do love Ubisoft, but Ubisoft has not been loving me as of late. Some of the things that they put out, particularly Assassin's Creed is one of my favorite franchises, and I feel like the latest Assassin's Creed have just not lived up to the legacy. But they're talking about some remakes. They're going back to basics with Mirage. So who knows? Ubisoft might be able to turn this boat around. But yeah, I'm happy to be here with you, Didge. I'm excited to talk about some games, and I'm sure Ubisoft will be a part of that conversation.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, you already know they will be, and we respect all opinions, even though they're wrong about Assassin's Creed, because Odyssey and Valhalla were great. But hey, teach their own. And last but not least, you see me talk to this guy a lot on the various podcasts. This is why I chose him for last. I feel like I talk to him damn near every day. You may see him on GBN a lot. My good buddy, Joel. Joel, how's it going?
How's everybody? I'm good. Thanks for having me. Should be fun.
You're not going to talk about your gaming? Everybody else talked about
I have no idea. Right now, I'm playing Diablo, and that's been my focus. I'm going to buy Final Fantasy 16. That is my next venture. That's all people need to know.
All right, that's fair. You know what? We're not here to bust your chops about being on different games, but I do want to know first. You already said what you're playing right now, so we're good. Everyone else, we will be asking you guys, what are you playing? Starting with you, Jake. What is your current game of choice?
Well, obviously, besides my Assassin's Creed run through, I've been playing, and Didge knows this as pretty much my number one go-to game is MLB The Show. I'm a diehard baseball fan, so if you guys can't tell with all the random sports memorabilia and things behind me.
None of that is baseball.
No,
I see it. I see the one little thing.
Yeah, and
right. You definitely have to go look in like this.
Yeah, it's around me, but yes. So that's pretty much been my game of choice. I pretty much play it almost every day. But I mean, a lot of different sports content games. I randomly dove into Saints Row again the other day. I've been going into a YouTube of Saints Row. No, not the new one. No, the first two. Hey, low key though, I'm not gonna lie to you. The other day at midnight, because I realized on PlayStation Plus you can stream the fourth game. So I was just running around being a superhero for like 3 or 4 hours the other night after midnight. It was wild. I got bored and it was just fun.
That's
Just listening to Kendrick Lamar and just flying around the city. It was wild.
Wait a minute, you could fly?
Yeah, they had superpower. They had superpowers
so that's
now
right.
and man.
So
Yeah.
you have not talked to Trevon. This is a perfect
Hold
chance,
on.
this is a perfect glimpse
Yeah.
into his world. You said the
Well-
magic word that someone
well,
can fly.
I would say you could fly. You pretty much can fly.
It's like
you get a
you like-
you get a running start, you jump
Yeah.
high, and you just don't come down for a long time.
yeah, it's kind of more
and
like
then floating.
gliding, but at some point you're gliding so long, it's like you're kind of flying. So it's
A Wonder
yeah.
Woman, Trayvon. You're good. You like that?
It's one of those games where
Trayvon will have it downloaded by the end of
You're
the
funny.
you're instantly OP ASAP, pretty much. It's
Yeah.
wild.
It's a lot of fun.
Reelected? Is that the one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
was
that's
Reelected
the remake.
Power Song?
That's the remake of it, but yes, I think Reelected is the one that has the DLC included.
Okay, I was not sure, so
Yes.
I'm glad I didn't chime in too early.
Yes, I think that's the one that has because I think there were 2 DLC packs included in that game.
Mm-hmm.
But everything after that one is sorry, Saints
Alright.
Row.
I mean, the new one. It seemed kind of like fun when I was looking at like all of the release stuff. I didn't actually get a chance to play the game, and everyone I know who played it said it wasn't that great. So
Nah, the opening trailer.
Yeah.
The opening trailer was a big L for me right away. I'm like, yep, this isn't even in Steelport or Stillwater, and it's not any of the original characters or anything. I'm good.
Yeah, they got rid of a lot of legacy characters and traded them off for like millennials that just complain and like
Yep,
you know,
pretty
I'm
much.
not the type of person to be like, oh, these darn millennials, because I'm like pretty close to being a millennial and know a lot of millennials. But it was very much like this is I can picture like the pitch for the writers. Millennials that complain, don't want to do anything, but they're gangsters. Like that's pretty much the prompt that they got.
And like the funniest part about it too is they were the most non-gangster looking gangsters I've ever seen in my whole life. Like
yeah, I'm
It
kind of
just-
glad I didn't play this then.
it wasn't great.
I'm
It wasn't
really
great.
glad I did it.
It wasn't great.
I mean,
That's all I'm
you know,
gonna
I
say.
have to put it out there. I haven't played it, but I've seen a lot of gameplay enough to dissuade me to not want to play
I mean,
it.
I watched
sometimes that is
people
all you
stream
need.
it. I watched
Yeah.
people stream it. and
Yeah,
that's when I was like,
that is
yep,
sometimes all you need.
yep, that's all it was. So
All right,
Either
so
deter you
Jake,
or bring to it.
this is your time. We already know what game you're playing. For anybody who has talked to you at length, we know you're playing Tears of the Kingdom.
You still playing it?
Ooh!
Yep. I'm like almost
I'm
140 hours at this
I'm
point.
being funny. I'm being funny. I know.
Playing that shit all year, so I'll get it.
What's your favorite Tears of the Kingdom?
Yeah, oh my gosh, it's been so much fun, and I feel like the argument that it is Breath of the Wild 2, it's like if you want to boil it down to that, sure, but I feel like they build on a lot of the systems that Breath of the Wild had that make it like so much more of a fun game. And yeah, I've just been loving it. I'm like damn near at 140 hours, and I haven't even like done all the temples yet, so I've just been having a lot of fun running around and like finding all the different costumes and stuff, since a lot of costumes that were like DLC are like amiibo locked. Now you can just like find them in the game, so I've been having fun doing
okay.
that.
nice.
Did you beat that dragon that you were running from the other day?
I did. I beat that dragon, and then I beat another dragon after that. I found the
Oh,
dragon meta, so they're easy now. They're easy. Well, relatively. They're still like almost two-shot you, but we're getting good at that.
Alright,
I've been playing a lot of Tears of the Kingdom, and then I've been playing or streaming Final Fantasy 16, which I've been taking a little break from streaming since I've been all over the place, literally and physically. So I'm gonna get back to that. But Final Fantasy 16, for people that were talking about that on the panel, it is a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. It doesn't have like you don't manage your party, or really you don't even have to worry about equipment too much in the game, which is like one of the big aspects of playing an RPG. But I feel like the story, at least so far for me, I'm like maybe over 10 hours in. The story and the combat is a lot of fun, so I've really been enjoying it. So yeah, those are the big two.
No.
Yeah, a lot of that.
Well, how much do you want to talk about Diablo right now? I feel like I don't want you to talk too much about it because you're ahead of me, and I don't want you to spoil it for me. But
I won't
let's hear
spoil it.
some of your experiences without spoiling.
I have 3 classes right now. So I'm on like 50 cent with my barbarian, but I put them on because I beat the story mode on tier 2, so I put that on hold.
Okay.
And I started playing with the sorcerer, and I've been leveling her up, and then I just started a druid because I want to see how he played. This version of the druid play, there was a druid in the old ones, but this plays a little differently. So I'm really digging him. He's really cool, and I can't wait to try the other 2 out. I'm trying to get all those in before the DLC comes out, which will probably be another class. So I'm trying to get that all in, but that'll take time. I'll let that marinate all year, just like I'm doing with Legend of Zelda. I'll get to it because there's other games I need to get to, and those are probably much quicker to finish than what I'm doing with Diablo and Zelda.
That's fair. I will speak for somebody who's maining the druid in Diablo. It's a lot of fun. You can turn into a bear. You can turn into a werewolf. You get wolves that walk around with you. I'm loving it.
You know.
Say that again.
What build are you using?
Druid.
I know, but that's the class. What kind of?
I'm not that versed in that. I use a lot of lightning magic. I create storms around me. It's great. It's great.
I want it to be something different because my sorcerer uses a lot of lightning right now. So I'm like, I don't want another lightning based character. So I'm trying to
you could put a whole hurricane around you. It's great.
I know the tornado one. I'm trying to do a companion build. So I have like 3 companions right now. So I'm all right, let's see if I can do something like that.
That's fair. And last but not least, Trevon, the one who I'm most curious about because I don't know at all what you play. What are you playing right now?
Well, since they showed the new Spider-Man, right? So I did start Final Fantasy 16. I did the demo.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't actually go back to the game yet. I will. The game was fun, but after like the Spider-Man like trailers and stuff, it made me want to go back to Miles Morales. I don't know. It did. So I literally played through the whole story mode in the New Game Plus. So I played. Wow. So I did that. So I did finish that. So I was like, now I'll probably go back to Final Fantasy 16. So I just had fun playing with Miles again. Like,
Miles
is okay. I mean, I go back to that every so often just to swing throughout New York City. So I get it. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of fun. Yeah. Today, I want to talk about the Summer Games Fest, though. I know sprinkled in some of the various podcasts that we all do, we've talked about games at length, but this is going to be a new take on it. Talk a little gaming news. Like I said, we'll talk about some of our favorite games from the various presentations over Summer Games Fest. And then lastly, just sort of explain what's going to come with Geekset Gaming. I really wanted you guys to see some of the faces because these are the faces that I'm going to be tapping in to go into all of the different games that we play. I will be tricking them all at some point to go through Demonologist with me. So just let you guys know, be prepared. We will be going through that.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
Hey, that's perfect. that sounds great.
Just know you should start praying, Trevon. Just start praying.
You don't need to pray. I promise you don't need to pray.
Know. I saw.
Might need a little holy water. But you know.
I'm on my Diablo mode, so now's the time to do
it. See?
Yeah.
Joel's ready. We'll get to that at a later date. First, I want to talk about the breaking news of the day. The thing that I didn't think would happen. I know Jamie's super excited, you know, as the resident Xbox fangirl over there. Microsoft beat the U.S. government.
Hell yeah.
So, for those of you guys who don't know about the Microsoft Activision Blizzard saga, Microsoft is clearly trying to buy them, and a lot of people were mad. Sony was mad, the UK was mad, and the US government was mad, all because they felt that it was going to be a monopoly. It was going to be bad for gamers.
It will be.
Call of Duty is going to go one platform. It was end of the world.
It will be.
Clearly, Trayvon agrees with them.
See, that's why it didn't go to the jury. They just left it up to the judge.
So who they could was the federal judge of the U.S. The federal judge and the Federal Trade Commission has lost their appeal to block the. It wasn't even an appeal to block the whole merger. Essentially, what they were trying to do was block the deal from completing before that they can judge whether or not the deal should complete. It was a lot of cluster. Didn't need to happen. The gist of it all, though, is that Microsoft won. This deal will close on July 18th, and we'll see what gaming is after that. So, Trevon, you were already very vocal. Why do you think that it's going to be bad for gaming?
I just think, Microsoft is like, oh, we're not going to do anything. Oh, it's fine. Everybody's going to have Call of Duty forever until the 19th. This is what I think.
You think July 19th?
I think they're going to.
Phil Spencer's under oath. He can't do that.
Okay, all right. Well, whenever he can, a petty announcement is coming. I don't care. Like,
I don't doubt that. I wouldn't be surprised.
So I feel like they're ready to attack. Like, I really do.
I'm liable to agree with you,
like,
but at the same time,
they've been petty, so they can't wait to bounce back. I'm telling you, like,
that's fair, and you're not wrong.
So
you're not wrong. I'll give you that. I think because I don't play Call of Duty like that, I don't care that much about it.
I don't either. But
yeah.
I know. I see Joel nodding. You're nodding your head over there.
Yeah, I'll say my interest in Call of Duty has definitely dwindled over the last. Like I used to be obviously coming up through high school and everything. That was like the only game I played. But
yeah, same.
I didn't even know it was still popular, to be honest.
Well, I mean, Warzone just took over. That's pretty much all it is now. Everyone just gets Call of Duty for Warzone now.
And
the multiplayer was still fun.
Warzone. Like you can get Warzone for free.
Yeah. And the multiplayer is fun, but it's like it's just not what it used to be. I mean, maybe it's because we're all older now and everything. I don't know.
I'm gonna say none of my friends they don't play it anymore. We play different games. So I'm real that's where I'm like, I don't think it's gonna be the end of the world because I feel like so many gamers play so many other things. Like we're all 5 different gamers here. We all play a lot of different stuff, but none of us play Call of Duty. So it's like is that really their crux? And obviously that's where PlayStation went hardest on trying to stop the deal. But it's like, is it really that much still of their bread and butter? Jamie, what are you thinking? I know you're probably dancing right now. You got your victory.
I'm happy that this happened for Microsoft because as Trevon has pointed out in many of my podcasts, Microsoft ain't got no games. Microsoft, where are the exclusives? Why should I get an Xbox?
It's low key. That is totally facts.
Yeah.
Because it was like forever, it was like Halo, and now it's like, well, no one plays Halo.
No one plays Halo.
Yeah, Halo's kind of like.
And then it was like, and then it became Spider-Man and MLB The Show for later, and then obviously that went cross-platform, but it's just like PlayStation had all the games locked up. So no, I get it.
Yeah, I think like it's interesting because I think the way that I use my Xbox kind of reflects the way that I guess just like the exclusive games that they have kind of it reflects kind of the same way. Like a lot of these single player games that I play mostly on PlayStation. Occasionally we'll have like a Zelda, I'll play it on the Switch, but for the most part I mostly play my single player story driven games on PlayStation, and then everything else I play on Xbox as far as multiplayer is concerned. And I don't think there are very many like multiplayer franchises that are as I guess impactful to the gaming community when it comes to like the console wars, because like you talk to like someone who's a fan of PlayStation versus somebody who's a fan of Xbox, they're gonna be like, oh, you don't have a God of War, you don't have a Spider-Man, you don't have a Horizon, like you don't have all these kinds of things. Whereas when you look at Xbox, it's like, well, where are your like multiplayer based games? We have Halo, we have like Overwatch, Call of Duty, even though those are like cross-platform, but generally I feel like people tend to play more multiplayer stuff on Xbox side. So for me, this is really interesting because I'm like, if they can get some kind of an exclusive in terms of like a story-driven game, that would be awesome for me, because most of the story-driven stuff that I tend to play, it's PlayStation. So I would love to see Xbox kind of have something like that where they have I don't know if you could bring back Master Chief at this point. It's been rocky. It's been rocky.
And it died. So
They'll just mess around and remaster the first couple games.
I don't know. But like if they could get their Kratos or their like Joel from The Last of Us or something like that, some kind of mascot that can kind of carry them into really the start of this generation, because the Series X consoles and the PS5 has just now become more widely available. So getting this acquisition, or at least being in the process of getting this acquisition, because I was reading things and it's like, just because they got this doesn't mean the deal's going to go through all this other stuff. And I'm like, why is this so like complicated? But getting this win today can be the first step towards like getting that big icon, or at least like starting that big push for this generation. And ultimately, I just wanted some more competition, because I feel like, if I put my like Xbox hat down for a moment, I've definitely been interacting with PlayStation a lot more when it comes to like these big experiences that I've been a fan of. Even with indie games, like Stray was a big one that came out last year that I really enjoyed. That was a PlayStation exclusive, at least up until this year. So for me, this is just another way for Xbox to possibly compete as far as the games go that they have on their platform. Because right now they're a huge, I would say, indie to like double A machine, rather than having a lot of AAA games that people are looking forward to. Not that those games are bad, but it's like most people, when they start making their list for games of the year, they're starting with those big AAAs. So I'm just looking for more competition. That's all I want. That's all.
What do we know? Like what is in that division that, or Blizzard, that people like are like looking forward to besides Call of Duty? Like that's the only thing I hear about.
They
Is there anything else in
also
there?
Overwatch kind of falls under
Blizzard.
them.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna say
think
Overwatch,
Diablo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Diablo is a part of them as
Diablo?
well.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I know that like a part of Activision Blizzard is like the King, so like the mobile side, which is another big thing for Microsoft, since they don't have a big mobile presence right now.
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, they did Crash. They did obviously, like we said, the Call of Duty. The Tony Hawk remake, that was the Activision Blizzard game. Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice was. I think that might have been just published by them.
Sekiro.
There's some good ones right here. I mean, those. I mean, I don't know if they just snatch them off of like exclusive, but
like yeah, no, they definitely have a lot of really good games. That it could potentially be a threat. Yeah. But one of the things that came across it, and obviously we're all in agreement that we think Microsoft lied a little bit just to get grease the wheels to get the job done. But one of the things that did come out of the trial itself was Phil Spencer saying that the future of gaming is cross-platform. So you shouldn't be afraid, because the future of gaming is being able to play games no matter where you want to play it. The whole point is for everyone to play it. Joel, do you think he's right? Do you think he's lying? Where do you think about the future of gaming
when it comes to cross-platforming?
Just in general, he's saying that's his statement. Is just all games will essentially become cross-platform at some point. I think Nintendo begs to differ, but
I'm 100% fine with cross-platform. If that's what they want to do, I'm not against it at all. I've enjoyed playing with people from other systems for a while now, or certain games, obviously. But I've been a big PlayStation guy my whole life. Well, since PlayStation came out, at least. And I did flirt with Xbox, but I never actually transitioned over. Made a great choice in that regard. So it's just one of those things where it's like I'm happy where I'm at, but if like I know a lot of people that I know that have Xbox and don't want to get a PlayStation because they are multiplayer people, It's not like you can't get those games on PlayStation, but they've already been with Xbox and they have so many Xbox friends that they don't want to leave. Yeah. And if you cross-platform, you don't have to really worry about that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So then we can all play, even if you don't want to get a PlayStation or you don't want to get an Xbox, you can always play with people that are from different backgrounds, I guess you can put it,
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess with the whole cross-platform, I think I didn't even think about Nintendo because they're always such an outlier for me because I don't own a Switch or anything like that. But it's also specialty. Like I can't ever imagine myself turning on my PS5 or PS6 or whatever the hell it's gonna be, and all of a sudden you're like you could play a Mario game. Like there's no shot that's ever gonna happen. Right? It would just be weird. Like there's no way. But like as far as Xbox and PlayStation goes for concerns, like. It's almost becoming inevitable that everything pretty much has to become crossplay between those games, especially with the main multiplayer games. Like obviously, like now 2K is going to be cross-platform for the first time ever, which is going to be interesting.
Which is
That's
going to be
cool.
weird.
It's going to be interesting
I'm
because they
Their
already
servers
have
can barely handle
they already
one
have
platform.
enough server issues as it is as far
Right.
as matchmaking. The gameplay with the servers is fine once you get into a game, but it's like the matchmaking process can take minutes to there have been times where after you're done playing a game with your friends, all of a sudden all three of you are in different lobbies, and it's like, bro, we're in a group. How did that even happen? And it's
okay.
but it's like
That sounds brutal.
that's why
I'd
like
be
me
so
and
upset.
my couple group of my friends, we were sitting there talking about it. I'm like, dude, 2K is gonna have to like quadruple their server strength because they're already having issues with PS4 and PS5 crossing over like gameplay people playing together. It's like now you got a whole group of Xbox people coming in too. Like
Yeah, but PS4 and Xbox One aren't getting this game, so
no, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I think that's also part of the like struggles that we'll hopefully see go away this generation is because like pretty much up until a month ago, a lot of developers are trying to support both like the last generation consoles and the current generation. And I think probably from we'll just say like August, starting from like August moving forward, a lot of the games that we'll see come out will pretty much just be for PS5 or just for the Xbox Series consoles. So hopefully that'll help with like a lot of the like issues that some games have been having because we've had a lot of games come out actually like day one where it's just not very technically sound, unfortunately. So
a lot of
hopefully
PC ports have been also falling to that. So I don't know what's that about.
Those have been the worst. Sounds like
it's been crazy.
No, and just to go off what Jamie said, it's like just to go off with another sports game. I actually just heard it this morning. Even with like Madden, they literally announced they are no, but I'm saying, but like as far as the idea of like the next gen to current gen type systems or whatever, it's like they've already announced basically that every feature that's going to be added into the new Madden game is going to be PS5 and Series S specific. So if you have a PS4, you're basically getting last year's Madden with an updated roster. They basically went out and said those exact words.
Well, yeah, like, I think to Jamie's point, developers they went as far as they could to try to support last gen and current gen.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's been to the detriment of current gen.
It's a lot of work.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. So I mean, there's so many games on PS5 that you just play them and you're like, dude, it could be so much better.
Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom, but that's a Nintendo problem.
I was gonna say, look, Nintendo tried to do anything more with Tears of the Kingdom, that Switch might blow up. So it is what it is at that point.
Yeah, I mean, and yeah, there's just like there's so many gaming examples that you can go to where it's like a game it's just being held back with the last gen limitations. Yeah, and it's like. And that's why you're starting to see where games are coming out and they have different features. It's like only if you have the PS5 are you going to get these features. And it's like, well, stop making the PS4 version then.
Yeah.
I totally get that PS5s they're way easier to get than they were a year ago, but they're still, they're still not crazy easy to get. Like, I mean, sometimes you can go in and just buy one from the place, but you got to.
I saw that yesterday.
They're still expensive too. Exactly. Yeah. They're still what $500-600. It's like
So it's like all of those reasons are why that if they were not to develop for like last gen consoles, they're missing a huge chunk of their possible audience that they could be selling to.
Exactly.
So that's why I'm hoping with like the availability and like Phil Spencer already announced there's going to be another like Xbox Series S version coming out.
Yeah, it's like the 1 terabyte version.
Yeah, and like the PS5 Slim, there's been like murmurs that it will probably be announced at some point this year. So hopefully the prices, hopefully, but yeah, hopefully like those announcements plus like some price drops will help kind of like push developers to commit. Okay, we're just gonna stick with this current generation, and we'll all be better for it.
I also think they're gonna have to the PlayStation and Xbox, for instance, are just they might just have to take an L on a couple games, but like, all right, we're just only going to make these for the next gen systems. And
to what Jamie was saying, I think August is probably a good time about it.
I think so.
A lot of the later games that we've been noticing have definitely been current gen only.
Mm-hmm. I mean, because how long have the PS5s been out? What, 3-4 years now? 4 years?
3 years. 3 years. Sorry, 3 years.
I was about to say, oh my god,
so crazy.
3 years. Sorry,
3 years. You're right.
Sold out for
and like this generation's really just
they were
starting.
Still out. They were still 2020.
They were out, but they were sold out.
Yeah.
You know
They
what I
were.
mean?
They were. I remember. Because obviously it was during the height of the pandemic. I remember me and my brother. I don't know why we were so confident we were going to get it day of. We were already talking about games that we were going to play. Like, we can't go anywhere, so it's like I'm going to get mine. I'm going to get mine that Tuesday. You'll get yours like that Wednesday or Thursday. Then all weekend we're just going to sit and play. I didn't get my PlayStation until like July of that next year. Like,
Dude, I didn't even get mine from a store. I bought mine from somebody, and we met.
I got mine.
I got mine at a police station when I bought it. We met at a police station.
Oh, wow.
Oh no, I got mine from the store, but it was because one of the workers I knew, and he was like, "Yeah, I just put this off to the side." So
I had to get one through a bundle. I couldn't get just a plain one.
I got a
what bundle did you get?
Online
from GameStop. I don't know. It's like 2 games and.
Oh, so it wasn't like one of those like how they do like the Assassin's Creed PlayStation or something.
It was a bundle that they put together.
Okay.
Yeah.
They just put stuff together and was here.
Interesting.
I got the Horizon Zero Dawn one.
Okay.
Yeah, that one looked nice. And considering that I really like Horizon, now that I actually played it, I wish I would have got that one.
Oh yeah, they also
now they got those Diablo bundles out now.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Is it?
Are any of you guys fans of Baldur's Gate? Is that Baldur's Gate? I'm
Baldur's
sorry.
Gate.
The game is cool, and this like from before this new thing, and then this new thing, I was like, oh wow, you know, I just,
Yeah. So if you are, for those of you who are fans, apparently you get a chance to fuck a bear.
Oh,
I don't think you'll say like that. But all right.
I mean, how else do you want me to say? Look, we are a channel. All of our videos are marked not for kids.
They are. They are.
I was trying to not say it.
No, if you want to curse, you're good. All of our videos are marked not for kids. We have my brother's too vulgar. I'm not the least vulgar, so it's not like I'm. But
yeah, he can be. You're right.
But I'm saying, look, if you're a fan of Baldur's Gate, is this normal? Like, were you fucking bears in other ones? And that's my
I don't
last
think
one
so,
saying.
honestly, because the
No,
way you know
they're promoting it. There's no way that was a thing back then.
Have any of you guys played any of the Baldur's Gate?
No.
I guess the first 2.
No,
Not at all.
Never even heard of it till this. I heard about this.
I honestly thought you would have.
I've heard of Baldur because of God of War. That's
fair. Same.
That's about it.
Same.
There you go.
But Joel, I definitely thought that you would have played it. I picked this topic with you in mind, not because of the action. That really
You're trying to say Joel fucks bears? Like,
Joel really likes bears. You should know this one.
But I did think it was a game that you would have played, and I was hoping you were going to give insight on why is this a thing.
No, I've read about it. I'm like, what? Because I was curious what's up, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, the bear is a druid, like in bear.
Oh,
form.
okay.
That doesn't mean you should be fucking him in his bear form.
Also fair.
In the scene, he shapeshifts. So yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
So that makes at least a little bit more sense. You're not just out here saying Winnie the Pooh and going, "Yeah, that's me."
But in the scene, he
trying
does
to get that honey pot.
In this scene, he says, what did he say? He gets excited, so he can't control the beast. I said, okay.
Okay, that's a little much.
So he changed. He changed because he was getting excited.
That just reminded me of Super Troopers. Bear fucker. Bear.
So
I was like, huh.
Let's talk about something that's a little bit more wholesome than sleeping with bears. Let's
you're the one who brought it up. You're the one.
Well, because one, I thought Joel had played at least Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, and I wanted to understand why are they putting this in their game?
It's a D&D game, right?
Is it? Oh, I didn't know that.
So. Yeah, I think it's a D&D game. It has a whole bunch of new classes. It looks cool.
You know what?
It does look cool.
That makes so much more sense now. You say it's a D&D
game. Yeah, one of my friends said that to me. He said, "Oh, that's a D&D game. D&D thing."
Yeah, I thought so. It's a D&D game.
I don't want to put out the narrative that D&D people are just out there with bears.
As someone who knows D&D people, literally my brother's a D&D person. I'd be hearing some weird things. Some weird things, man.
All right, fair enough. Well, again, we're going to get into something that's a little bit more wholesome. And by a little bit more wholesome, I mean not at all wholesome. We're going to talk Mortal Kombat. I know we've talked about this many a time. But, Jake, I don't think I've heard your reaction to the trailer. We're going to watch the announcement trailer. The Lin Kuei one was just a little bit too long.
Yep.
Let me know if you guys can hear this. Can you guys hear it?
I don't hear anything.
No.
I've seen this trailer 1,000 times.
All right, let me hold on. That's why I wanted to record. I'm glad I can
hear it in my mind.
I don't want you guys to have to hear it in your mind.
I just can't.
I didn't know you were gonna play it in here. Wouldn't it like possibly get
No, because worst thing they'll do is it'll say something, then I can always just edit it out, and then it'll get back monetized. All right.
There we go.
Yep, we're
There
good.
you go.
Perfect.
Time to wake up to a new
This
reality.
is rating, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I know that this
that I
is
have
just
painted in
game
with
engine,
warmth
but all this looks
and
beautiful.
peace.
Like I
Yeah,
know this isn't going to be actual
In my
gameplay.
new
The
era,
game looks good though.
choice
It
is
does.
yours.
You're
It
right.
does.
Gameplay is
Whether
fantastic.
to live in quiet serenity
Like Kung Lao.
Yeah.
or
Mhm.
bloody
hat.
strife.
I just want a story mode. I don't want to just like run around like, oh hey, you gotta fight.
There is a
To
story.
dwell in
Yeah, there should be a
joyous
story mode.
prosperity.
But you
Or
want something
bitter
kind of like,
rivalry.
it sounds like a little more open instead of just like
True.
fight to fight.
Yeah, I don't want to like walk around you running somebody. Time to fight. I
And
don't want
face
that.
each other
I'll watch you guys play.
as sworn enemies or united as brothers. But a storm is brewing, and soon you will discover
Like that.
that even in this new era, one constant remains. There is always something worth fighting for.
Graphic, super graphic. I know.
Yeah.
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 Blood makes you queasy. It's
You
not the
have
game.
chosen to
Oh
defy
no,
peace.
it's not the blood. It's, I'm
Then you
freaking
have
out. That shit is
chosen
great.
war with a god.
Yeah.
People in university studying this, like, oh, you see that body part fly over there? What was that called? Top quiz.
And all the body parts that hit the ground.
Honestly, just makes me more excited for the next movie.
Damn, he was supposed to say flawless victory.
Flawless.
September 19th.
I kind
I
of
might
want a
do
trailer
it.
where they do the Mortal Kombat theme, the old school one.
The old
That
school
one's
one?
fun.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun.
Oh, so not only do we know that Mortal Kombat 1 is coming soon, we have a date, September
Mhm.
19th, aka I would not be talking to any of you guys from September 19th to like the end of September. It's all
You a
right.
lie. You a lie.
Unless we're playing the game, I won't be talking to you guys. I'm sorry,
I'm
but
gonna purposely call you every day just to.
and
mess
I
with
will
you.
ignore that call every
I know.
day. I will ignore it every day. And matter of fact, I will answer it just so you can see me playing the game, and then I'll hang up. That's how I would do it.
Fair enough.
Joel,
Yeah.
talk to me. I know you were super excited. I remember when the trailer first dropped, when we first saw the news at the Summer Games Fest announcement, you were, whoa, big pumped. How excited are you for Mortal Kombat 1?
I am very excited. I was excited before the trailer dropped. Because I mean, hearing that, like, because there was rumors that it was going to be called Mortal Kombat 1. And I'm like, what the fuck is that about? Like, why is it called Mortal Kombat 1? I'm like, all right, this is not 12. What are we doing here? So I was very curious when that dropped. And I'm like, oh, it looks so beautiful. Like, it looks so different from the other ones, like, in a different level. And look, I haven't been this excited about a fighting game in a long time. Like, I was excited for Street Fighter 6, but that literally has, like, no real story. For me, at least, like the story, I don't like that creative player thing that they did there. The game itself, fighting, fine. The character design's awesome, and I love Street Fighter. But Mortal Kombat has a really good story. Like the last three, especially 9, 10, 11.
Well, that's where they really got into their story bag. Like before that, the story was really just do the tournament or do the ladder, and you kind of get something through that.
Yeah, there was a story. Like the 3D era gaming, which like Deception and Armageddon and all that.
True.
It just wasn't as fleshed out as it is now. They even then like the last one had like the past and the present dueling. I'm like, it was madness, but it was awesome. Like, we could watch the story trailer for 11 to prepare for 1. Awesome. Because 11 was really good actually.
Yeah.
If you just want to watch it. But 1 looks like it's a whole. It's what it is. Like the end of 11 will take you into what happens now in 1, where now Liu Kang is the god of fire.
Right.
So he's fire god Liu Kang, and he creates a world in his image, of what he wants, like how he sees things, or how things should be. And now Raiden is the champion of Earth Realm, where it was before it was Liu Kang, and Scorpion and Sub-Zero brothers. Kitana is like they're and Melina are sisters in this.
Yeah, they're like Melina's. They're not antagonistic sisters like how they were technically before.
Kitana's like her bodyguard at the moment.
Yeah,
but she's the younger sister by a couple seconds or some shit. So and then now Melina has like a virus that turns into Tarkat, whatever it's called, the Tarkat virus or whatever. So there's a lot of different story beats that they're going with. They're changing things on a lot. They just introduced Smoke and Rain in the last Lin Kuei trailer. So like they're coming back as base roster characters. They're introducing cameo fighters, which is a whole new breed to the Mortal Kombat engine, like fighting mechanics, which looks really cool, really different, and I'm excited. I want to see how the story mode plays out, like Trevon was saying, like how's it going to play out. Because there's so much they haven't told us yet. There's so much they've already kind of gave us a sneak peek into. The MK1 looks amazing, and I just can't wait to get my hands on it, just so I can, just mainly for the story mode, honestly, which is weird.
I agree. I mean, I can't, like I said, I really can't wait. Trevon, I know you said that your games of choice are action adventure, and I'm sorry I forgot the second one, but it wasn't fighting. Superhero fighting. Either way, it wasn't fighting. Mm-mm. So knowing that this is at its heart a fighting game, are you at all interested in this?
I mean, I like the characters. I like, of course, the powers and stuff, of course. But it's not like I know about Mortal Kombat. I've seen, I know more of from movies. And I mean, I know of the video game, of course. I played it a long time ago. But it's just, I don't like games where Street Fighter, not Street Fighter, Tekken, I'm fine with that being a fighting game.
Okay.
I don't really. This is not anybody do you like Tekken, whatever. I don't care about those characters like that. But when it comes to Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, I like those characters. I would like to play them in different ways. I wouldn't just want to walk around fighting, or I'm walking around all of a sudden, oh hey, now I gotta fight you. That's what really annoys me the most about Injustice. I really I love those characters, and I hate that it's just a fighting game. I was like, please, let me do something else with them. That annoys me. So this is, I mean, I know that those are made by the same, usually Mortal Kombat and Injustice is made by the same people, right?
Yeah,
same thing. So it's that's why I just don't like that. I just
So what you're saying is when we have our tournament as a part of Geekset Gaming, do not invite you.
I'll play, I guess, but it's not. It's not a game I'm going out to buy. I don't know.
He'll play. Maybe
he's
on exit, but he's in.
You want it? How about this? We'll have you as commentator. That way you can just be the chaos that you are, and you can just talk shit the entire time. We'll go that route. Jamie, what about you? Are you interested? Are you buying this, pre-ordering it? Are you trying to get the Shang Tsung access? What's going on with what's in your head with Mortal Kombat 1?
I don't think I'm pre-ordering it. I've enjoyed Mortal Kombat as I would say a very casual fan. So I've always kind of admired it from afar. For the most part, there have been a few games 11 and I think 9. I don't know why I skipped a game. 11 and 9, I've played a little bit with my friends. But outside of that, I know.
No more Combat X.
I don't know. But outside of that, I guess similar to Trayvon, I'm not a huge fighting game person. I definitely, when I was growing up, loved playing Smash. I'm very excited for maybe
platform fighters.
I don't know, actually.
I like to
platform fighters are definitely different.
Yeah. But very excited for Smash. I really enjoyed playing Smash, and I'm actually really excited to play Budokai Tenkaichi 4. So I don't know. Maybe it's not that I'm not into fighting games. Maybe it's just Mortal Kombat specifically, and maybe even a little bit of Street Fighter. I just grew up playing those in arcades. Yeah. So once it finally came to console, I don't know. It just I never really fully transitioned away from that. It always just seemed we're at arcade, this is the fun game to play. But as far as just let me sit down, drill this for hours, figure out this combo, all that kind of stuff, I've never been a big like fan of doing that, I guess you could say. Even when
Okay.
playing Street Fighter 6, I really enjoyed the beta. I enjoyed playing the demo, and I do definitely plan on getting it at some point this year. But even then, like I played on Classic for like pretty much all the beta, did not win a single fight. I won a few rounds, but never a single match. So I'm like, you know what? I definitely need to be playing from modern from now on. So yeah, I'm very like casual with it. I do want to see like what the like reviews and stuff that come out once Mortal Kombat comes out, like what those opinions are before deciding like if I should spend my money on it. But yeah, no, just in general, I'm really excited to see what they do with this, since this is kind of like a, I guess, restarting the timeline or like changing timelines, basically like starting up a new story.
Sure.
So I'm curious to see what they could do with that for sure.
I definitely understand that. Jake, let's hear your thoughts. I know you were excited. I think you said that in our group chat.
Yeah, no, we watched. I remember we watched when I came down to the studio and we sat there and we watched a bunch of the reviews. That was definitely one of them. I think it was the one that had the, what was it, the smoke character reveals. I think we watched that one because I remember when Joel said that. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I remember us watching that.
I mean, to be fair, they've put out so much stuff. I wanted to go with the general announcement trailer.
Yeah.
Just for somebody who may not have seen any of it. I don't know where you've been the past couple of weeks, but hey, now you got this at least.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
No, the game looks really cool. I probably won't pre-order it. It's probably going to be one of those games where I'm kind of where Jamie is. I'm going to kind of have to look and see how the reviews play out on it to whether I actually really get it or not. It looks really cool.
I'll let you know.
I just haven't, of course, when I call you every day.
Yeah.
I really honestly haven't. I guess me and Mortal Kombat have a weird, like, love-hate, because, like, I was always one of those kids that was never really good at it, and when I thought I was good at it, I would always play against people confidently and then get my ass whooped. So it was like, maybe I'm just not good at these type of games, and it was always like, I was always better at Tekken for some reason. I don't know why.
Different combos, it's understandable.
Me too, actually.
And it's weird because, like, I always appreciated the older ones like Deadly Alliance, Deception, Armageddon, stuff like that. Like I always liked those. But my favorite was always Shaolin Monks because it was more of the open world one.
Yeah, Trevon, you were talking about wanting an open world story.
That was,
I know obviously it's old, but you should
that was my favorite Mortal Kombat game just because it was more of an open world. You're either Kung Lao or Liu Kang. You get to pick your character, but you just go through and it's not one-on-one constantly fighting. Like you're fighting. Okay. You're basically running around just beating up pretty much everybody, and it's badass. And I think the last like most recent Mortal Kombat I know for a fact I played was the one in 2011, which was just Mortal Kombat by itself.
That was the first reboot.
Yeah, and I liked that one a lot. My cousin owned it, and I was like always hanging out with him around the time we were playing UFC games and shit like that, but we were always jumping into Mortal Kombat too. And then after that, it just kind of seemed like to me, it was like every year they're dropping a game, and it's like, okay, is the story different? The characters don't seem that much different. And then they're adding characters that I don't know their backstory. So it's like, it's just, I don't know. I'm not really super interested. But this one looks really good. The graphics in that trailer, obviously, I know they're not going to be ideal to that, but it still just looks, it just looks amazing. I mean, it looks really good. And I'm all about a story where it's like, okay, maybe you don't know what's been going on the last 5-6 years of games, but here's a game with a brand new story. So I kind of like that idea. It's a good way to bring new fans that either lost interest or brand new fans that have never played before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. And like I said, personally, I'll be there with day one. I'm not going to pre-order it. I'm just going to hope that you can get Shang Tsung outside of that. Yeah,
that's the other thing too. Is I'm guessing it's going to be like a $5.99 DLC buy.
Yeah, and I know that they already announced there's going to be like a combat pack or whatever they're calling it for like more.
That's the other thing I don't like about fighting games right now. It's just like it comes out. And then you have like a DLC thing day one. Like, why was this not in the game? Like,
well, I don't know if the DLC will be out day one. Yeah, you're probably gonna have to buy the season pass. But certain games, Xenoverse 2 comes to mind. They're still putting out new characters, so maybe you'll get that. I just saw an ad for like I think they're doing like another Super Saiyan Goku or something. But the fact that they're still updating Xenoverse 2 after so many years. We can only hope that Mortal Kombat does the same.
Yeah. Is it a deluxe version or?
For Xenoverse?
No,
or
for
for Mortal Kombat?
Probably.
I haven't
eventually.
seen anything
can
about
get stuff?
versions,
There's
but
two
I would
versions.
imagine,
Yeah, probably is.
I'll look it up.
yeah, I bet the deluxe version just includes the season pass included with it. Because I know they've already announced the one combat pack. Like I said, that's going to be like 5 or 6 characters or whatever. I guarantee there will probably be a second one, maybe even a third one. Like Jamie said, fighting games, collector's edition.
There's a collector's edition,
Yep.
a
edition
premium
for-
edition,
Yeah.
and a standard edition. There you go.
Yep, so there you go. And anything other than standard will probably include the season pass. Then collectors probably has like some statue or something.
Exactly.
You know,
Maybe. They're getting a little
maybe.
stingy with their collector's edition.
So here's the collector's edition for $250. Gets you.
You better get
It gets
Yeah.
you. It gets you a
Oh,
Liu
the
Kang. It gets you a Liu Kang sculpture. An
That looks
exclusive
cool
steel
too. I saw
case. A limited edition Liu Kang game color variant. 1 week early to access the DLC. 6 characters. 5 cameo characters. Shang Tsung. 2,700 dragon crystals, which is, I guess, the in-game currency, which
Yeah.
because that's what that game needs. And
I
then
mean, the first one. Remember you? And as far
yeah.
back, I think it's as Deadly Alliance where you were
Yeah.
going to the crypt.
yeah.
Buying stuff.
And then the last one is a Jean-Claude Van Damme skin for Johnny Cage.
I can't wait, man. Oh my god. I cannot wait.
That's a lot you're getting, but $250 is also a lot of money. So
Yeah.
Spending $100 just on the steel case.
I won't be in the market for that one. But for those of you who are,
Maybe. We'll see.
put you in as a baby, just for the Jean-Claude Van Damme skin, right?
Yeah, the Van Damme skin, the 6 new playable characters. The 5
I'm sure you could
new
probably get it without the
Oh, yeah.
collector.
Yeah, but this is it's probably cheaper if you do it with the
But you
Oh,
don't get
for
the
sure.
case, Jamie. You don't get the case.
Right. And the statue. Come on. Now let's talk about the reason why I really wanted you guys here. I mean, all the other games are cool, but we already know. I just wanted you guys here so I can talk more about Star Wars Outlaws. And we'll figure out if I'm booting Trevon or not. I hear a lot of slander. Trevon might be out of here,
Prepare yourself.
Oh. So we'll go ahead, jump in, watch the trailer for this. Then we can all talk about how much we loved it as a unit. That's what we're here for.
All right.
These are dangerous times. At least that's what I hear.
I can't believe you saw pulled it off.
The Empire?
I really
Yeah,
can't.
no, this
They're
announcement trailer is pretty sick.
Look at this, Trayvon. How could you hate this?
I thought the gameplay trailer sold me.
It's not the game.
belongs
It's
to the syndicates.
the lead character is just not appealing to me.
I don't disagree.
If I want to survive, I have to play their game.
I just thought about it. Isn't that an axolotl kind of?
Looks like I'm all in.
Almost, yeah.
She's in here somewhere.
On second thought, I'm out.
There she is.
Bro, their aim is always super trash.
Look,
What
man.
Star Wars it was.
How does anybody in Star Wars shoot anybody?
A lot of luck.
Hold a pure laser. Look, man. I'm sure that's not easy.
Whole life.
I mean, they make it look hard. They make it look difficult.
I just
Only
need
shot
a
to connect
chance
with Han
to
Solo.
finally be free. Wherever that takes me.
I'm here to offer you a way out, okay?
Get off my ship, Jalen.
Give me a chance. You're gonna have to trust me. It'll be dangerous, risky. But if you pull this off, you'll never look over your shoulder again.
The underworld shows no mercy.
But it's a big galaxy out there, and I'm gonna risk it all.
Star Wars Outlaws, coming 2024.
Trayvon, we'll go to
trailer-
you first because I want to get the negativity out the way. So that way we can all enjoy it as a unit after that. Trayvon, so you said you weren't as excited about this. You said it's not the gameplay. You said it's the character.
Yeah.
I'm curious, what turned you off from this so far?
It's not a Jedi.
That's literally it?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I can't.
Oh.
What if she gets a lightsaber later, though? You'll never know.
She ain't got the Force though, so it's I don't know. It's just it's a Star Wars game. I'm fine with a show of a person not being a Jedi, but it's a game. I want to play the game. I don't want to be a regular person. That's just not.
You're not a regular person. You're a smuggler. You're a thief. You're a vagabond.
That's a regular person.
Like Han. Han, I would
right? Don't you like Han Solo?
I would not want to game with him either. Just to be honest.
Okay.
I need to be a Jedi. I'm sorry, or something.
I thought there was gonna be a more deeper reason.
No.
That was very. I have nothing I can do to try to convince you otherwise because I don't know if she's gonna get a lightsaber later. I'm very hurt that you feel that way. At the very least, when I am playing it, I will constantly send you videos so you can see have the fun.
They added to PS Plus or Game Pass. I get on it to ride that little speeder thing. But
you are breaking my heart. You are breaking my heart.
So now you like Game Pass, Trayvon.
No, I still have it till February. So look, they added before
that reminds me, I just bought Game Pass. I got to go add that to my account. But Joel, let's go to you. What are you thinking? How are you feeling about Star Wars Outlaws? Is this going to be a day one? That's going to be our judgment. Is it day one? Are you just going to get it eventually, or you may wait for it to hit Game Pass? That's how are you feeling about this? Day one, eventually.
It'll probably be day one as long as I'm not playing anything more important at that point. It really depends.
There's nothing more important.
It just depends. Like this is a busy year, so it was hard to get everything I wanted right away.
He put down Tears of the Kingdom, Didge. Obviously, you know.
Well, I don't know. When does it come out? You have a date yet?
2024.
We don't have a date. We just have a year. So
I'm gonna guess summer of 24.
I might go right around the same time that Fallen Order. So right before Star Wars Day. I could see that.
I'll make time for it easily, so that'll probably be day one. Like, look, I agree. Like with Trayvon, and the only thing she doesn't really interest me that much, but I don't know her that well yet. I got to get to know her and like become invested. Because right now I'm not super invested with her and those characters yet. Though I do like her droid partner looks cool. Her pet looks cool. Those are all interesting. The gameplay looked really cool. I look forward to that.
This guy right here,
Yeah, all that looks cool. So, like, I'm down. You get to fly a ship into space and then hyperspace.
Look, flying Trayvon.
Dope. Speeders. You can drive like a motorcycle, not a motorcycle, but you know what I mean. All that is something I've never really been able to do. So that's really
I'm curious how much you get to do that.
So it's open world. So you should be able to fly on and off as much as you want.
Right.
As long as there's no story events, probably.
Probably,
as long as the flying isn't just a part of some mini game for the in between stories.
It's supposed to be fully open world. That was sort of what this was hyped as, Star Wars' first fully open world game.
Mm-hmm.
So
I want to know how many worlds.
That's fair. Yes, that is the question.
Can you get on your ship and just go to another world? Now that might be something I look. Now I don't know.
Yeah, we just don't know which worlds and how many of them are there. You know how many fucking planets there probably are in galaxies around here? Like, that's got to be difficult.
Yeah, and I would kind of be curious, like which worlds they pick. Cause I feel like Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor kind of has some like overlap as far as the worlds they choose to showcase, and even then, it's like those worlds aren't uncommon to just the general Star Wars story of like the planets that they happen to visit pretty frequently. So I would love to see like a different planet or something, or a planet that we don't get to see like that often. But yeah, that's what I'm curious about.
So does that make you day one eventually, or you're just gonna wait for Game Pass? How are you feeling?
I feel like it's gonna be an eventually for me. Because I'm the disappointed side. But I am interested in this. It does look pretty interesting. And then watching some of the gameplay, I'm just like, either I need to see a little bit more just to kind of understand what more this game has to offer. Or maybe I'm just like, maybe I just need to wait, maybe let things develop a little bit more. But I am interested in the idea of like having an outlaw that's kind of just like going around the galaxy, kind of basically similar to a Mando story, except you're not the hunter, you're the hunted.
Right.
So I'd love to
Reverse.
see yeah, I'd love to see something like that. The gameplay for me like wasn't like, oh my god, this looks like the most amazing thing ever, but I'm like, it's good enough. It's good enough where I feel like I can play through like hours of the game and not feel like I need to put it down just because I'm like bored or anything like that. So yeah, right now I feel like outside of the general concept of this being like a Star Wars outlaw story, there isn't anything that's like really grabbing me as far as like watching the gameplay showcase. But I don't think that's a bad thing because, like, literally we had the announcement, then we had gameplay, and that's all we've seen so far. So there's definitely a lot more time for them to pull me onto the bandwagon.
I've
Fair.
upgraded my thoughts. I'll wait till review day. I won't wait till just Game Pass.
The embargo.
Yeah, when reviews come out, we'll see
A lot
what
of
they say
reviews
about
matter.
the total
That's
game.
fair. You know what?
it's
I'll
fair.
take it because when reviews come out, you're gonna be so blown away that you're gonna be like, "Look, I need to be day one."
Okay.
I'm
Game of the
speaking
year.
it into existence.
Okay.
Oh, I would love it for it to be Game of the Year, but I already think one Star Wars game is gonna be Game of the Year this year. So that's it.
Really?
That's fair.
Jake, we're gonna have you run.
Interesting.
I don't know. We'll see how I feel come. We'll see how I
There's a
feel
lot of
come around
competitors
that
for Game
time.
of the Year this year. Yeah.
Oh, it's a
We'll see how I
stupid
feel.
fact.
Spider-Man's right there. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
We'll see. Jake, we're gonna have you round us out. Is this a day one? Is this a eventually, or is this wait for Game Pass for you?
No, this is probably an eventually, I would say. And the only reason is every no,
It'll be me and you next time.
No, Didge, you and I were geeking out pretty hard when we saw like the gameplay trailer and everything, like, because you were telling me all about it and we watched it, and I liked exactly what I saw, and just kind of listening to everybody else, I had some random ideas. Is like, instead of having it be this character, like I'm hoping that they give some sort of backstory so we know who this person is, and like they go in pretty in depth to make you care about this character instead of you're just a smuggler and this is kind of what you do. Like,
That's what they do with all of their characters, you guys.
No,
we
I know.
didn't care about Cal Kestis when we first saw him.
Definitely.
Now Trevon
not.
run to the end of the earth for him.
Right.
The game was called Jedi, so I was in. I'll just say it.
No, but also, like, if they don't do this, I feel like this game might be better off if it had kind of like your own creative character aspect, like create your own smuggler. I mean, obviously you can still have like you could still have your side animal and your droid and everything with you and all that stuff but like, I don't know. I just feel like maybe more of the personalization instead of being stuck with a set character might make it interesting for this type of Star Wars game, because it's not
Probably
Jedis and stuff like that.
Good call.
And also
fair.
with the
fair.
different worlds, and if this game, I'm hoping, is side mission heavy and not main story heavy, because if you're going to go to different worlds and things like that, you can't just go to a different world and be like, oh, you got one main mission and one side mission, and then you never go back to this planet again.
I can't.
It has
see
to be.
them
It has
doing
to be in depth.
So we know this is coming from Ubisoft. As much as Jamie, I know you did not like Odyssey or Valhalla, their open world aspect of both of those games was great. They didn't take you to an area just for one mission or side mission. You were consistently going through it, and I think it would be a really big loss on their part if they didn't bring that same type of style to this. Especially with how much they're hyping this as being Star Wars' first big open world game. If they do that, I have nothing. I mean, I'm going to be extremely upset because you had the formula right there.
Yeah.
Like I said, I love Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Jamie, cover your ears. It's the best Assassin's Creed game there is.
Oh, Didge,
Ooh.
Get a lot.
No, Didge. I
No.
think the one that I'm currently having uploads on YouTube is the best one.
That is number 2. I'll give you that. That is definitely number 2.
Was that
It's top
one?
2 and not 2. Assassin's Creed 2.
I like
let me
4 a
tell
lot
you.
too. Black Flag.
Yeah, Black Flag is
I
great.
did not like Black Flag.
Oh,
See,
Black Flag.
Oh,
Black
Didge.
Flag I'm indifferent on.
Oh, I did not
I like
The
Black
only thing
Flag,
I
but-
didn't like about Black Flag was all the ship stuff. Like at first it was
That was
fun,
like-
and then it
That's
was
like
like
60% of the game.
I wouldn't say
Exactly.
60%,
I like
but
that
you're
all.
right. It got annoying. It got annoying.
But no, like to go back to the Star Wars thing, it's like I kind of wish, and also like maybe this is kind of they're setting something up to where like I like the idea of to go back to like their own custom character instead of a set character,
Mhm.
where you can kind of create a like Fallout 76 type of game with
I've
it,
not played that.
where it's an open world, but it's all everybody's online playing. It's basically an open world game with all everybody's online playing. Basically like GTA. Yeah,
Okay.
it's like GTA Online, but
I
it's-
haven't played any of the Fallouts. I think I'm trying to think. Have I played? No, I don't think I've
You've
played any of
never
them.
played any of the Fallout games?
I'm.
How about instead of buying all these games day one that you're gonna shell everybody out for 6 months, how about you play all the classic Fallout games?
Well,
before then?
let's take it easy. There's only
Cool.
one game so far. I said
Probably
I'll
on
be-
Game
well,
Pass.
2 games. There's only 2 games so far. I said was day one. If it is, I'll be playing that.
Well, you
I-
already said you were shelling everybody out for at least 2 weeks with Mortal Kombat, so I'm gonna add
Yeah,
another 2 weeks, and that's a month.
No, look, Mortal Kombat. If you're not playing me online, you don't talk. That's all.
I will say though, to your point about like adding some customization to the character, there when Ubisoft did their like Ubisoft Forward event and they were showing off the gameplay of Star Wars Outlaws, there were some like dialogue choices and stuff that you can do. And I feel like there probably will be some other like optional choices that I don't know if it'll really change anything at the end of the day, but it does make you feel like you have like some
Yeah.
kind of agency when it comes to like what this character decides to do or like and which ways they decide to act. So they do have a little bit of that going on.
Kind of like a branching karma system.
Yeah.
That'd
Did
be
she have
cool.
a name?
Like, so it's like you're not just a thief.
Yes. I have to find it again. I forgot it. I wrote it down and I lost my notes. So I will pull that up. While we're talking, while I'm looking that up, we'll go into our next trailer and I'll give you that answer right at the end of the trailer. But I do want to keep us moving along. We're going to talk about another very big open world game that's coming out. One that we know for sure you will be able to visit a lot of different planets. Doesn't seem like it's a lot of life on those
Oh,
planets.
that one. Oh,
Trayvon is king negative tonight. Holy yeah.
Trayvon is not here for this game. It's all right, Trayvon. We're getting into the games that you like.
If it ain't got lightsabers or superpowers, it's over with.
hey, I'm not here to be free to be real.
Hey,
Yeah.
I
He likes what he
respect,
likes.
I respect nothing else.
We'll watch the Starfield gameplay trailer. Xbox's, big hit coming out.
Yep, their
This
flagship
better
game.
hit. This better hit.
For real. For real. If it don't, let's not think about it.
Not that the field of stars is so vast, but that we have measured it.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it looks beautiful.
It does.
Yeah,
It does. Yeah,
it does.
it does.
And I would say in my history of Bethesda games, they usually don't miss on type of games like this. Fallout is a big one.
Oh, okay.
Every Fallout game I've ever played, I've loved.
All right, that's fair.
I still play Fallout 4 to this day, and that
We're
game
all
came out like
here
6
because
years
we're
ago.
committed to the
Fallout 4 is
biggest
pretty
question of all.
It's great.
What's out there?
See, I don't think I've ever really. I played some Bethesda games, but I don't think any of like the Skyrims or like the Fallouts or things that they're like really known
You're part of
for.
Constellation.
So whenever someone's like, "Oh, this is gonna be like
Part
Skyrim, but I
of
love this
our
blah blah blah,"
family.
I'm like, I don't really have any kind of emotional response to that. But looking at this trailer and the gameplay that they showed after the showcase as well, I'm like, they're kind of winning me over a little bit. It kind of looks pretty cool. I'll at
Yeah.
least try it. I will at
Think-
least try it.
I want to say Didge and I watched this twice.
Yeah, we definitely know what we did. We watched this and then we watched some of the gameplay.
That's right.
trailer.
That's right. That's what it was.
So, thing that worries me about this game, and we'll definitely talk more in depth after the trailer. By the way, Joel, her name is K-Vess.
Everything we've been looking for.
That's the main character's name.
The universe is asking us to unravel.
But the thing that worries me is that a lot of these planets seem lifeless.
Settlements throughout the galaxy could
so
barren?
It's very barren, very barren. And it's what are you doing on those planets?
And then they're saying there was like 100 worlds or something. That's
1,000.
That's what they should have never said.
Yeah, as soon as he said that, that kind of made me lose faith in the game a little bit.
Sounds like Todd Howard.
Yeah, it wasn't until like this past showcase that I kind of like regained the faith, or actually kind of finally said like, okay, I'm actually interested in this game and I would like to try it. But yeah, putting the whole we have 1,000 worlds out there is very ambitious, and I don't know if they can achieve that.
Statement.
Yeah. Like I know you could probably make 1,000 worlds, but will they all have like 1,000 unique things to do? Probably not.
That's my biggest fear. I'm gonna be honest. The game, like I said, it looks beautiful. The fact that you can go from planet to planet at any point, essentially, is amazing. It's on Game Pass. I don't have to pay anything to play this. That's also a plus. But to what you just said about there being thousands of worlds, and other than I think like one or two that they showed us even in their gameplay, it was just exploration. It wasn't fighting anything. It wasn't seeing any other life. Granted, I guess you saw like plants and whatever, but we're talking actual life that you can interact with. That worries me because I'm not trying to play this to be just an explorer. Like, what is the story? What's gonna get me to come back? And I think that's where I'm kind of at with this game. By the way, Bethesda did Redfall, and that was a very big failure. Just throw that out there.
It's pretty rough.
I didn't say they were all winners.
I know that was the most recent example, and that kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. So
that's fair.
I had to use that as comeback. But
and Fallout 76 was rough to start, but that game has improved a lot.
So, Trevon, we'll go to you first. Is this a day one? Is this an eventually? It's on Game Pass, so I don't have to wait for that part. So,
I mean, I have Game Pass too. I said that it's there, so I'll try it. I don't know. Once they said all those worlds and stuff, I was like, well, how does this game perform? How's it like? That's a lot to say.
It is.
That was a big thing to say out of like, oh, you should have kept that.
Is this a digital only game?
What'd you say?
Is this a digital only game?
I would assume so. I've heard a lot of games are starting to go digital only.
I don't think it is. I think there were rumors that it was, but they said like if you get a
worlds on one disc.
I mean, it's Game Pass. I mean.
Yeah, I guess you could supplement the download with that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'll try it out. I'm not like enthusiastic about it. I'm not that negative, you guys. It's just some of these games that I'm just not that. I don't know. I'm just. I was like,
good.
Okay,
you're good.
Yeah. I don't know. The worlds did look bare when I watched the thing. I was like, huh. Okay, you go to all these worlds. If there's nothing to do, like, what is the point of having so many? Then, like, why say that? But we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure people are excited for it. I just know that this can't miss.
No, it really can't.
Really, like that's all. Like,
it's got a lot riding on it.
Yeah.
So, Jamie, I know you were talking about it during the trailer. It sounds like you were pretty much gonna get it day one. It's on Game Pass, so it's kind of tough to rate this on if you're gonna take the time. Now it's just, are you gonna give it the space on your console?
I'll have to get it on PC unless I miraculously get a Series X before that point. But I will be downloading it on my PC through Game Pass.
You and me both.
Yep. So I'm excited to play this mainly for the gunplay actually. And usually I'm not like a big shooter fan or anything, but watching the gunplay actually looked really fun. And then I do like exploration in games, but like what you were saying, Didge, if it's just like an empty planet and there's like nothing to do, then it's kind of like, well, what's the point? Why do we have these planets? And I feel like there will probably be maximum 20 planets that are actually like fully fleshed out with like different people that you can interact with and things you can do. And then after that, you might just go to certain planets or like galaxies for resources. That's probably what I'm imagining is
I think
like
they did
finding
say that, didn't they?
resources.
I think they said that
Yeah,
in
it's
there.
a lot of it is about like that's what I'm saying. It sounds like so much like a you need to explore the galaxy type of game. And that's fun. I get it. I'll probably put a decent amount of hours in it, but it doesn't sound like it's gonna be one of those ones that are gonna just have me like, oh, this takes over my gameplay for a while.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's that. Joel, do you have an Xbox? And if not, would this game convince you into buying an Xbox?
I do not have an Xbox.
Okay.
No, this will never make me want to get an Xbox.
Yikes!
They put lightsabers and everything you like in it there.
If they had a lightsaber, it probably would have made it look a little more interesting. But
they probably do somewhere.
And my thing with it looks great. Like the graphics,
yeah,
the graphics are good. CG, I mean, that part looks great, but it kind of looks a little exhausting. Like exhausting and dull. That's like
it does look like a lot. You're not wrong.
Right.
For me, like I don't know if I want to travel that much. I don't know how the story's gonna be, and like it just looks like a person in a spacesuit. So it's like that's not super exciting either. So it's like as pretty as it looks, I'm not really, unless it's Star Wars, I don't really care about space games most of the time.
So you're not a Destiny fan either, huh?
Well, the Guardians game was pretty cool. Like, but I'm invested in those characters, so it's like I need to be invested in like the IP. Like this game turns out to be really cool, and everything I see turns out to look cool, and the character's interesting, and there's way more to it than we've seen. Maybe I would be interested.
Sure.
But we'll have to wait to see. You know, as of right now, it just kind of, it's not my type of game to begin with, and nothing I saw was enough to say, hey, well, I need to get an Xbox for this. You know what I mean?
And that's fair. I was just curious because if I didn't have my PC already, I don't know. After watching that, probably wouldn't have sold me into getting my PC. There were a lot of games that's got me into wanting to get the gaming PC, and this was not one of them. I'm gonna play it just now because I have Game Pass. But it does. That helps a lot. But other than that, I think to what you were saying. And what I've just been saying this entire time, what's going to get me to want to play it? Like, it's more so like a curiosity at this point, and I think that's not enough.
Right.
Jake, I know you've been nodding your head. Are you along some of the same lines of that? Like, I know, I don't think you still have your Xbox, but you wouldn't be getting
No,
it, right?
No, I don't have an Xbox, but the only way I probably would play it would be on my PC since I do have a gaming PC.
Okay.
But, I mean...
Download Outlast Trials so we can, do those scary movie trials. Jamie, you too. Come on, join the fun, Trevon.
Hey, I'm always down to play games with the homies. No, for me, the game looks really cool. Everything that I saw from the gameplay trailer, like I said before, I'm a big time Fallout player, so like I enjoy the way that Bethesda usually does the way with the gunplay. They usually, it's not like, oh my god, Call of Duty like main shooter, but they usually do pretty well as far as their shooting mechanics go.
Right.
I will say the one thing that might shock some people in this game, depending on how long they've been, because I mean they've been making this game for years, correct?
Like 18 years.
Yeah, so it's like
seriously,
and
yeah. So granted, that's a lot of that is pre-production, but I think this got first announced like early 2000s.
Yeah,
over 25 years.
It's been a long time.
What?
I remember hearing about this a long time ago.
So that's the thing. It's been kind of in development. But like I said, a lot of that is probably pre-production, getting storyboards, getting design work.
Yeah.
The actual game development is probably like 5 or 6 years, I would assume.
Yeah, because it was like, I think Phil Spencer said that like Microsoft had pretty much acquired Bethesda because of Starfield, and like when they were early in development and like seeing what the game was looking like and being able to work with them from not the ground but like pretty close to
Early.
the beginnings of their development period. So they've been with them for a little while, but
Yeah.
it's been like way before then though.
Like if you're I was just looking it up. The actual trademark Starfield was 2013. So that's probably when they were like, all right, let's get serious and get into the actual development of it. Which 10 years is a long time.
Man, these games take a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, think about.
Well, this is a massive game though.
I mean, was it Elder
they
Scrolls? They
say.
said they're still 6 years out.
Yeah. GTA, people waiting for that for like 2 console generations at this point.
Yeah.
So before we
just scared.
continue, go ahead, Trayvon. I'm sorry.
Oh, so I was saying they're just scared for GTA. That's all.
No, I was saying, and then
true.
honestly, I'd say with how long this game has been taking, the one small thing that has always hit me as far as like a Fallout fan and Skyrim and things like that is the small little like lore stories that are in the game. Like you can walk into a building in Fallout, and there's a backstory to that entire building, and you just got to figure it out. It's honestly there's so many YouTube videos and stuff like that, and it just keeps me in because it's like you just go into this building, you shoot a bunch of stuff, and you leave, and you don't even realize like you were just in an entire school, and there's a bunch of skeletons and shit like that, and you read all these terminals and shit. Next thing you know, you figure out an entire story of what happened in this building during the apocalypse and all this stuff like that, and you're like, damn, that was really interesting. And Bethesda usually does those things very well, so I wouldn't be shocked that with these planets not being lifeless as far as the amount of like people you can shoot and activities, there's going to be a lot of backstories and stories.
Maybe it tells why this planet has nobody there.
Exactly. There might be, and there might be different stories for different buildings that you go into to like, okay, this building was housed of, this family who had this backstory and stuff like that. It can get, especially with the way that how long this game has taken to develop and everything like that. Mm-hmm. They usually hit the nail on the head with all that little stuff like that you don't really think about when you walk into a building unless you really take the time to go back. And that's usually on like a second or third playthrough of a game that you're like, oh, right. Crap, I really didn't pay attention to this the first time, but I'm glad I did this time.
That's fair.
So and I think that is one thing that they can kill if they do it.
I get you. I want to jump into this before we continue on some of the trailers. I think we got like 4 or 5 left. Trayvon, don't worry. We do have the one I know that you've been waiting on. I'm saving that one for last. I'll just, cards on the table because I feel like we all have the most excitement for that one. We'll probably all talk the longest about that one. I have a couple indie game trailers that I wanted to get into just because we've definitely been very major studio heavy. I do want to still shine a spotlight on some of the indie creators. But before we get to that, I want to talk about this weird PlayStation console that's coming. So let's watch the Project Q reveal trailer. And maybe you guys can help me make sense of why this is a thing and whether or not you'll potentially be buying it.
Thank you for joining us today. Before we get into our final game, you announced
it was so weird watching this and seeing this.
Yeah. And it was just a very weird showcase in general. So
it was a device that enables you to stream any game from your PS5 console using remote play over Wi-Fi. Internally known as Project Q, it has an 8-inch HD screen and all of the buttons and features of the DualSense wireless controller. We look forward to sharing more information in the near future. I'm also pleased to reveal our first ever PlayStation earbuds.
I want to keep this thing because this is also weird.
PS5.
I feel like this is reasonable though.
Gaming companies been having their own headphones forever.
I mean, the only reason the headphones work is because that's the only Bluetooth that's going to work with the mic.
Headphones are fine. I'm just the fact that they're earbuds.
Only reason sucks.
We hope today's showcase.
All right, that's enough. I don't need
the mic from all other Bluetooth devices. That's why it's stupid.
So let's talk Project Q, and I guess the earbuds. You guys seem to be more forgiving about the earbuds. It's not that they're PlayStation branded headphones. I mean, like you said, gaming companies have been doing that forever. I don't game playing earbuds. Like that's where it's weird to me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Maybe you could also use it with the backbone or other devices. So then it's you don't need 50 pairs of earbuds for one thing. You use earbuds for the PlayStation, use it for the phone, use it for whatever.
Maybe. But Project Q, this weird amalgamation of controller tablet that doesn't have any type of battery or doesn't have any type of storage, I should say, is really kind of help me make sense of this. Jake, we'll go to you first.
Yeah, I'm over here making ugly faces.
Why is this a thing?
It looks like they're just trying to be innovative in a way that they don't have to. And I'll be honest with you, 2 words out that entire thing threw me all the way off. Wi-Fi. As soon as I heard that, I'm like, yeah, I'm out. I'm out.
Fair. I get it. It's a cloud-based console where you don't need a cloud-based console.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be something that where that's like, oh, instead of playing this game while you're sitting at home, you could take it on the road with you and all this and that, and instead of bringing your console with you. But it's also like, yeah, but then I got to connect to somebody's shitty Wi-Fi, or like I got to connect to the airport Wi-Fi, and I got to do all this and that, and it's like, I can't play a game especially a game where it's like reliant on playing online, which 95% of the games are now, is being connected to some sort of an online server. It's like, if I'm playing on shitty Wi-Fi, it's basically worthless to even try to own. So that's why you just have a console and have it hardwired in. It's like
let's be honest. We know the very basics why they're doing it. Mobile gaming is very much on the rise. They're creating more and more games for mobile. Their companies are investing in it, and things are becoming like closer to console from a mobile aspect than ever. My question for you, Joel, is why wouldn't you just bring out the Vita again?
I didn't care about the Vita.
Preach, Didge.
That would have been something.
Wait,
please.
You were the perfect person to go to.
I forgot about the Vita.
You were the perfect person, because between all while you guys were all with me and saying preach, Joel said he didn't even care about the Vita.
No.
So are you not a mobile gamer? What are we talking here?
I'm not. Like, if it wasn't Nintendo mobile, I wouldn't care.
Okay.
Like Game Boy Advance, stuff like that. Like the Switch, even though I've taken it out of the dock 3 times, maybe. I don't really like moving around when I'm playing video games. I like playing in a bar. I like playing in a hotel room. I like playing it in my house comfortably. So for me, I don't like looking down on a smaller screen when I have a giant TV I can play on. I don't know.
You know what? That does make sense. That does make sense.
So for me, the Q is a waste of money.
So it could have had everything you wanted it,
right?
And you wouldn't have cared.
It could have been a better Vita, and I still wouldn't have cared.
Sure. Okay. Trevon, you and I have talked many a times about the Steam Deck, the Asus ROG Ally. We've talked about the Switch and how they need to bring out a new one.
Yes.
So again, as we were talking just a couple seconds ago, mobile gaming is on the rise. Do you see this being a true threat to any of those other ones?
Absolutely not. This is dumb. Like I was like, you already have the remote play app that is on all the mobile phones now, your iPad. Like you can literally take your iPad and take your controller with you, and you're like, I just don't see the point. Like, I
wonder how Backbone feels.
See, I mean, they put that out too, and I was like, what are you guys doing? What is this? A waste of resources, I feel like, to make this thing anyway.
Yeah, somebody at PlayStation thought this was a good idea.
I was like, what? Who like? Somebody was like, yeah, let's make this thing. Like nobody was there. Was like, who's gonna use it? Who's gonna buy this? Who would want this? Like the screen was 8 inches or whatever it is.
Yeah, so it's an 8-inch screen with essentially a PlayStation 5 controller cut in half on each side.
So dumb. Like, if you leave it, take your controller with you. Like, everybody, most people have a phone or an iPad or tablet of some sort, and you can get the PS Remote Play app on there. Like, unless they plan on taking that app away or something, and they're not going to do that. So, like, that's the only reason I can see anybody would want this thing. Like you also said, it's only Wi-Fi.
Right.
There's no data. Like, what is going on?
Fair. So, Jamie, as I have you round us out on this particular one, you were the one who brought this topic to me. who said let's talk about it. But I want to approach it with you in a different way. It seems like we're all in agreement that this project is pretty much dead on arrival. So we don't have a date for it yet. Let's assume Sony is still in active development. What would convince you to get this?
I think the number one thing, which I feel like is impossible at this point, but let's say a miracle happens. The number one thing for them to make me consider getting Project Q is if you can already access your current PlayStation library without needing to use Wi-Fi. If I could download a game that I already bought, God of War Ragnarok was up there, for example. I bought God of War Ragnarok. I want to play it on the queue. I can download on the queue and I can play it wherever I want, regardless of connection, whenever. I would consider I would consider like purchasing it much more than I would the current version. That's the like biggest deal breaker for me, honestly, because like as we were saying, Wi-Fi is not a guarantee, even for like just different places in the country. Sometimes Wi-Fi can be kind of iffy. So Wi-Fi
You're not
is
playing this
not
on a plane,
right. Yeah,
No.
you will not always have access to Wi-Fi when it comes to mobile gaming versus console gaming. And so having that connection is going to be difficult. Having a stable connection is going to be difficult to find out in the open. Having a fast enough connection is going to be difficult, depending on the game and what it needs to run properly. So all of those things are the reasons why I think Project Q it's not going to be very successful unless they price it very reasonably, if not just damn near giving it away.
So rumored price, I think, is it's going to be a max of $299. I think that, and I think that all came out during the Xbox Activision trial.
Yeah.
See, if they had just said download games for offline play, it would have been like they had said that too, along with the remote play. It might have been very more.
Yeah,
very
people would have thought about it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Right.
But you can get like a Switch for that price. You could get a Steam Deck for that price. I think you could get like maybe a Series S for that price.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that was what the max was. So maybe it comes in at $199. Maybe it comes in. I don't see it going any lower than that. But maybe miracle happens and it comes in at $150. But then again, I wonder how Backbone feels about all of this. Especially having that PlayStation Edition controller. I'm sure they got to be looking at them like, yo, you're stealing all of what we're doing. And honestly, they're probably not, because people are probably still just going to buy the Backbone. But like you said at the beginning of it, that was just the capping off of a very weird presentation by PlayStation.
Yeah.
That entire state of play was kind of odd. And I know the rumors are that they have more to show. They have more to show.
Oh, they definitely do. I just don't know why they didn't.
You can't keep living off the look. We got more to show.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go back into the games. Like I said, we have about 5 or 6 more. I talked a lot of stuff about Nintendo, so I do want to give them some love. You can't talk gaming without talking Nintendo.
No, you cannot. We've done a lot of console wars, but you got to
done a lot of console war stuff. But like I said, Nintendo is Nintendo for a reason. And you also can't talk Nintendo gaming without talking Mario. And Mario is coming back in a very big way. So we will be looking at the Super Mario Brothers Wonder trailer starting now.
I'm actually kind of excited for this.
This one got me hyped. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. But I need a new Switch. I can't have my Switch blowing up on me because I'm trying to play this.
I don't even have a Switch, and I need to get one. I thought about specifically getting one just for this.
You could probably get a bundle.
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, you know they're gonna have one. You know it.
It's like so visually, and even like the music is very different.
Very.
At least from what they're doing with like the Super Mario Brothers series, which I feel like a lot of people have just been tired of already. So this is definitely a good direction for them to go.
Their thing is too high def for me, apparently.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
FPS.
Right. Trayvon, when I was telling you about whimsical games earlier, I think this would be falling into that. This is definitely a game of
you
whimsy.
called it? Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, this is definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the Odyssey, and I love Mario in general. So, and this is a new take on him. So, always like to give him new abilities or new something. Look at that! Like, what was that? That was so funny.
Oh, I'm telling you, Mario's just having an acid trip the whole game.
Duh, yeah, these dudes on Nintendo are. Duh. I didn't even see all of this.
Yeah, this was from the Nintendo Direct. We will leave it.
And they've got Daisy as a playable character for the first time.
She was playable, wasn't she?
Or playable in the I guess these like platforming like games.
Yeah, I just like she's playable with other stuff.
Yeah.
It's not in the platform.
Yeah.
That's new. her and Peach.
I think Peach has been in. She was in like the Super Mario Brothers series.
No, he's just saying that scene they had her and Peach together.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen them together.
Right.
In like this, like a platform side scroller.
This looks super fun.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna.
Looks like you play together too, so that's
yeah.
That's a player with Yellow Toad. I don't get why they only got classic Toad.
I think they've probably changed Toad's color.
I hope so.
You usually can.
Yellow and blue from like
Toads are always a different color.
So,
oh wait, you gotta stop at the best part.
Yeah,
you can watch it. I'm sorry.
The best part of the trailer. This is what the internet is going crazy about.
I forgot about this part. I'm so glad you stopped me.
We had to see that.
Tank mode.
Well then.
I did almost forget about that part. I'm so glad you stopped me. So, October 20th.
Yes.
Going up basically right up against a couple of big hitter games.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie, we'll start with you. Are you getting this day one? Will you still be playing Tears of the Kingdom? Will you be playing another game?
I might be doing a new game plus at that point. I don't know. But I don't know if I'm gonna get this one day one. Another thing about me is like, although I like to admire platformers from afar, I'm really bad at them. I like my depth perception, horrible. It's horrible. So like I get frustrated playing platformers because I'm just constantly falling all the time. Kind of sort. See, I can kind of deal with like when the Crash remake came out for like the first 3 games, they added the shadow below Crash so you could actually tell like where you were gonna land. Yeah. That helps me so much. And Mario's not doing that right now. So I'm like, Mario, once you get it a little bit more accessible for people like me, then we might get talk.
For the non-deaf aware. All right.
Yep. For the people who struggle. But yeah, I'll definitely have my eye on this one for sure. It looks really fun, and it's a direction that I've not seen Mario go into, maybe not ever. So I'm really curious to see like what all the game has to offer, all the new powers and the new enemies.
I saw the confused face. She's talking about how
that's the second time I heard that today. I'm like, what do you mean? This is not new.
Oh, just like the new vibe, I guess they've given Mario.
They have new stuff.
Yeah,
sure.
It does feel like a very different. Like Mario never felt super serious, obviously. And I think that's sort of where you're going with. But this one feels a lot more fantastical than anything else. Like even down to the music.
Updated.
And they do have new enemies though, Joel. They got Koopas that roller skate. They never done that before.
That's definitely new. I mean, there's a lot of
they got some new things.
For sure.
Right.
Like the elephant thing is new. And there's a lot of new shit. Like that one thing in the shadows where he gets longer. What is all that? That's a lot of new stuff. But side-scrolling Mario is actually taking it back to old school Mario.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
That's what I meant. That's why when like Trevon said, like, I don't think this is just taking it back and making it better.
It definitely is.
Right. Dude, I was hyped. I was very
it's 3D.
I was hyped when I saw it, and I was like, dude, it's old school Mario with updated running and graphics and everything.
It's all for the modern. That's why I loved it. I'm like, this is what I've been wanting for a long ass time. I've been wanting to play an old school Mario game that wasn't old. I wanted a new version of that.
Yeah,
right.
Got it. And now this is cool for me because that's what I grew up with.
I agree. we'll see if I'm in the market for a Switch at that point.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as you, Didge.
Just hold.
I really do. Yes, I have Switch fans who are telling me that, and it's like, but there's so much stuff I want to play. Like I haven't played Tears of the Kingdom. I haven't played Breath of the Wild.
Well, I'm gonna just tell you now, Didge. Those things will not be going on sale, so you're not missing anything by waiting. You are not missing anything by waiting. Yeah.
I miss playing Smash Brothers. Like,
Smash is the best. That's the main reason. It's because of Smash.
Yeah, like there's so much that I miss. Maybe I would make it an investment for the gaming. That way we can get Smash tournaments. We can get Mario Kart tournaments. All of that stuff. I can get back into Pokemon Stadium.
I like the way you do business.
You know, something to look forward to with Geekset Gaming. I know you guys. For those of you guys who have a Switch, seemed like you guys were all pretty interested in getting it. I know Jamie, you said it wouldn't be day one, but that's cool.
Keep my eye.
It's a very fun game.
I finally picked up Odyssey after who knows how many years.
I bought my Switch because of Odyssey.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I was waiting for, because I love Super Mario Sunshine, so I like that type of Mario. So
okay.
I was like, so when I saw that, I was like, finally, yes, another one like that. So,
that's fair. That's I didn't play that one. I don't think the last Nintendo system I had a Wii. That was the last Nintendo system I had.
That's the last one I had as well.
So I'm missing out on a lot of games. I don't know if any really cool games came out for the Wii U, but I am missing out on a lot. Didn't that come out for the Switch though?
Which one?
No.
I
pray for it every day.
Okay.
Has not come out. Breath of the Wild. It was Wii U. Well, it was Wii U and Switch.
Okay.
Yeah. Wind Waker is just Wii U.
Fair. It's not in the online store or anything.
Wow. They like to torture me.
What are you looking for?
Wind Waker.
Wind Waker.
Oh, Wind Waker. Yeah.
Well, we'll keep the Nintendo vibes going with an indie game. Jamie, I know you played the demo for this. So it's not just Nintendo, or it's not just Switch. I know you played it on PC, Little Kitty Big City.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So we're gonna watch the trailer. I
don't remember this one.
And I think the trailer for this is actually really well done.
This is
it's been
another
a long
whimsical
time.
game, Trevon.
Yeah.
So when I was telling you about Whimsy, you will see it earlier. This is what I meant. This game looks so much fun. I was watching when Jamie was playing the trailer or playing the demo.
Cute.
This is like Stray but big city.
Right. It's Nintendo Stray.
You know, I'm a dog person, so I keep asking for more dog games. But in the meantime, the cat games are pretty cute. They're pretty fun.
I didn't know there was a demand for cat games. We've gotten 2 solos already. It's insane.
I'm not gonna lie, Stray was amazing, and I will be playing this. So
Stray was really good.
Oh, man.
I'm clearly in their market. So.
I didn't know there was a market.
I didn't either until Stray came out. So
those damn simulator games, man. They started hitting. They realized you can be real of everything.
Yeah,
true. It's like unleash your inner kitty. Clever. Ooh. Oh.
Like, oh, didn't see
that
it.
is Little Kitty in a Big City, or Little Kitty Big City, coming soon. I know, like I said, the trailer or the demo is out on Steam. I think that's what you were playing it on, right?
Yes, demo's out on Steam. I want to say the demo is now available on Switch as well. I can fact check that real quick. But I thoroughly enjoyed my time with this game. It's like you guys were saying, it's definitely got the vibes of Stray. It's not like you're interacting with like robot people, or like kind of has that, I guess, cyberpunk kind of aesthetic to it. It's more just like regular modern day life. The kitty falls out of the window because I forget what the kitty was doing, but the kitty falls out of the window, lands on the street. You have to try and find your way back up to the apartment. And while you're trying to do that, you interact with a bird. The dog kind of is barking at you at first, but I think you find some way to befriend it, and some other animals, and you're just like pretty much bartering with them to try and get some resources or information, so that way you can continue to make your way up to your apartment, and you just get to do cat things. You get to knock over stuff, break things, pester people. I stole a few people's phones. Come to find out, you couldn't do anything with the phones. So
you had
I
to
felt
knock
bad.
bread out of hands and stuff. So
Yep.
it's one of those games where what I use Stray for now is just when I'm just trying to kill time, just something to do. I'll throw on Stray, and I think that this is going to sort of take the place of that. But like I said, I really wanted to also give a shout out to a lot of the indie developers that are out there.
For sure.
Just because they're doing a lot of great things, and I think just putting more eyes on that is very beneficial because that is what helps move gaming just in general. Are any of you guys interested in playing it? Did any of you guys play Stray? Did you guys like Stray? Are you a cat game marketer? I guess are you part of that market?
Unfortunately, I'm not even like a pet person, so it's like it's not really my my genre. I mean, Stray looked fun. I watched my buddy play it on stream the one time just because we as a chat kind of talked him into doing it, and so he played it one night, and he's like, yeah, this is fun, but it's also like kind of boring because you're just a cat. And I'm just like, well, I mean, hey, it looked cool. It looked very like graphically, the game looked amazing and everything like that. But I was just like, yeah, it's just, I don't know. I'm not really like the simulator type of gamer, so like that type of just stuff doesn't really, hit me. But I mean, the game looked cool. I'm hoping it works well for people that enjoy that game, those type of games. That's kind of where I'm hoping for, especially coming from an indie studio.
Yep.
That's fair.
It was a lot of fun. Oh, and also I did want to say demos just on PC. It is coming to Switch, but the demo for right now is just on PC.
Get yourself a gaming PC, you'll be fine. Well, Trevon, what about you guys? Are you looking at this game? Is it just like, oh, okay, that was cool. Next thing.
It's cute.
That clearly meant next thing. Okay, we'll move on. We'll move on. Joel and Trevon did not seem as excited about that.
I mean, it's fine.
I'll say, yeah, it looks like I said, it looks well made, so that's I'm hoping it plays well, and from everything that Jamie said, it does. So I'm happy for that.
Yeah. I think it's definitely what Didge was saying. Like, it's something you log on, you play for like 30 minutes, maybe an hour, make a little bit of progress, and then, you go on with your day. Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully this next game then is something that's a little bit more all you guys' speed. We're going to talk Phantom Blade Zero. I don't know if you guys remember this game from the trailer. This game looks crazy.
It does.
I look forward to it.
Will you have only 6 days?
Oh, we did watch this. I remember.
Okay, I remember now.
Yeah.
It's funny because every time I think about the trailer, I think it's like I only see it in gray when I know it has color in it.
I know, it looks even more grayscale right there.
Right.
Did this have a date?
You know what? We'll see at the end of the trailer because I can't remember. I really can't remember.
There's not one on the dot.
Okay, so probably not.
Looks so cool.
Yeah.
You know better than anyone.
I'm happy they're leaning more into Chinese mythology.
That no one could escape.
Everyone wears a mask. You too. This is a
It
real
gives me
face.
Ninja Gaiden.
Yes.
Is it? No. Is it Team Ninja? No.
No, it's a S Game Studio, which I'm not familiar with.
My favorite part is telling people like this is not a ninja or a samurai. It's neither.
All right, that was pretty cool.
That's dope. I love that.
Yeah, this is actually the studio's first game with her.
They have a mobile game.
Wait, who's playing up there? Did the character or the villain?
The character.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, the combat is crazy in this game.
Oh yeah, this is my type of game.
I figured it would be.
Yeah.
They're putting. I love the sounds
Yeah, third-person action before I leave.
It's like Ghost of Tsushima on crack almost for me.
Right. Yeah. It's insane.
And I love Ghost, so I'm down for this.
Oh, Ghost is amazing. Actually, we just found that the guy that does the voice of Jin and Ghost of Tsushima is voicing Scorpion.
I'm gonna have you say that again at the end of the trailer.
Look at that. That's so wire food, Chinese.
Yeah.
Love it.
My biggest question, which we haven't, this is like the announcement trailer, so we haven't seen anything else outside of this. It's just like, is this going to be a Souls-like, or is this going to be a little bit more accessible? That's my biggest question.
Seems way more. I don't know. Souls seems a little more stiff.
Yeah, I did get a little tinge of Elden Ring, so it scared me a little bit.
Yeah, I saw it at first too. I'm like, yeah, this is a little wild.
Elden Ring was great. All right, here's our moment of truth.
What's your plan?
I don't think it was a date because I would have wrote it
You
down.
have only 66 days to live.
That's
66
crazy.
days. It comes out in 66 days.
I wish.
Can you imagine? That'd be cool.
That's it. Coming on PS5.
Coming to PS5 only, so there you go. That's from our conversation earlier.
Right.
It might not be.
It might. I don't know.
Sometimes they be live.
I'm just taking it from the announcement trailer from their showcase, so it might be coming to other systems. You think it is this? You think it is exclusive?
I think it is. I'm not sure, but I think.
I mean, if
PS5
it is,
and Windows.
Okay, so
there you go.
not really exclusive. I was gonna say, look, if it is, I win. I have a PlayStation 5. I'm happy. Yeah. Sucks for anybody else. But Joel, you said it in the middle of it. This is your type of game.
It is.
Walk me through your excitement then.
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of games I'm into. So like, I'm big into Devil May Cry. I'm big into like God of War. I'm good into Ghost of Tsushima. Those are my like Sekiro. Made me want to pull out my hair. But it's like that type of game.
Right.
Maybe not on that level of difficulty because that game was ridiculous. But everything else, this is my genre. So like, it's just like when I'm watching the trailer, I'm like, I can't wait to get my hands on it and try out the action. That's why I'm like so excited for Final Fantasy 16 because it's like leans heavy into the action, and it's an RPG, which I'm gonna miss some of those RPG elements, but I look forward to seeing what, because I know the Devil May Cry. There was somebody from Devil May Cry helped with that engine or that.
Yeah,
that
the
fight.
guy that works on the combat, he's working on,
Right.
Or he
And
worked
I'm
on
like,
16.
Right, and that's why I'm really looking forward, because I love the DMC games. So Phantom Blade Zero looks fantastic, and like I said, like we don't really get. I'm so used to different third-person action games. Like I don't think I've ever played one where it was like a wire fu-ish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that looks different. Like I've never played anything like that. So like that's really cool.
Trevon, I know you were talking about that. It makes you feel like Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah.
Ninja Gaiden is one of my favorite games ever. Ninja Gaiden 2. That game was extremely difficult, but it was so much fun. I continuously go back to play that because it is in the Xbox Game Pass. You can do the backsource compatibility. I go back and play that a lot. Were you a fan of Ninja Gaiden? Is this something that you would play? You seem like you had some moments that sort of caught your eye.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I guess it was like the way he was running up to him.
Okay.
Then it was like the fighting, like that's what reminded me of Ninja Gaiden. And then I haven't played Ghost of Tsushima, but you definitely get that vibe as well from the way it looks and the way they're doing stuff. The game looks a lot of fun. Like I don't know if I'd be like day one, because I do. I have a fear of like Elden Ring type of games, and I'm
Elden Ring was fun,
and I'm like,
you should give it a second chance.
This looks like it'll be difficult, so let me see how people talk about it first.
You should give Elden Ring another chance.
I learned my lesson. I mean, Elden Ring is sitting there.
You should give it another chance. No. I can join. There's multiplayer. I'll join you.
I need a difficulty. Setting. Okay, I need to give me. Yeah, so, but yeah, I don't know. It looks fun. It looks cool.
Okay, fair enough. Jake, what's your thoughts here? Where are we looking at? Day one buy? Somebody has to be buying this day one with me and Joel.
No, I probably won't get a day one, but it looks fantastic. You know what's crazy? I'm not unless it's a known game that I'm like, okay, I know for a fact that I'm gonna play this like religiously. Like I'm really looking forward to it. There's maybe like 5 day one games that come out like for me, but like
that's fair.
No, but the game looks fantastic. Like I love the audio, like the sword combat, like just the sounds of it just sounded really cool. That's what got me in right away. That's why I had to mention it because I'm like, holy shit, that sounded really fucking cool. And then it's very fast paced, which is obviously like that culture, those culture type of games where everything's very fast paced, a little bit more unrealistically fast paced, which is awesome. Definitely Elden Ring vibes, definitely some Ninja Gaiden vibes, some Devil May Cry. I definitely caught all of those vibes when I was watching it. So it's like if it's a blend of all those and it just plays the way that it looked like it's gonna play, it's gonna be a smash for sure. That's probably one of those games where I'll see the reviews and see other people playing it before I really like pull the trigger on getting it,
right?
Playing it myself. But it looks really cool. I've never really been super big into those type of games, but I do like a good hack and slash game every once in a while, and that seems like it'll be fun. So,
I hear you. I mean, I was sold. I'm gonna be honest, Jamie. I'll have you round us out before we get into our last 2 games. Where are you standing with this? Are you a Elden Ring type of gal? Are you over here playing these difficult games that apparently Trevon is scared to play? Trevon, again, pick up Elden Ring. Give me a call. We can run through multiplayer.
Hey, it's not just Trevon. I've never played Elden Ring either. I've just seen people play it.
I've tried convincing you enough. I feel like you're a lost cause.
yeah, bro.
Trevon, I feel like I still got a chance.
Trevon's the next target.
I opened the game. I was walking around a little bit. Ran up on this one guy. No.
It was the Tree Knight Sentinel. I know exactly who you ran up on.
Bastard.
No.
I've watched enough people play that game and just get so furious. It's like, yeah, see, my hand-eye coordination is I'm good for certain games. I can't handle dying over and over and over and over.
It's frustrating. Look, I get it. It's frustrating, but let me tell you, when you finally beat a boss that you've died to so many times, when I finally beat the Star Scourge, do you know what the first thing I did? I went on Twitter, changed my name, and said I am the Star Scourge now because I was that excited. So look,
the only time I was that excited about getting some boss wins was killing all the bosses in God of War.
That's
the Valkyries.
The Valkyrie ones, and those were tough.
That's fair. That too.
And the Berserkers, the Berserker bosses.
The Berserkers. The Berserkers kind of weren't as bad. There was one that was really bad.
The main boss Berserker is a son of a bitch. I had to Google on how to beat him.
The Valkyries gave me way more struggle.
Yeah, the Valkyries. And it might be, I don't want to dig too much into God of War, but it might be because like the Valkyries, like I feel like the Berserkers are also based on Valkyrie moves. So like after you fight them for a second, you're like, oh, I know what you're about to do.
Yeah.
So that's why it didn't take me as long, I think.
That's fair. So like I said, Jamie, before we get out, before we get out at least this game specifically, we have 2 more left. What are your thoughts here?
Well, to answer your question about Elden Ring, I did play it for like maybe 10-ish hours or so before I'm like, you know what, this is causing me stress that I don't need. It's causing me stress that I don't need. Not to say it's not a bad game. It's not a bad game at all. It's just like, again, like Trevon, I prefer to have those difficulty sliders. I usually will play games on like the most difficult or like second most difficult level, but that was a choice, and that's a choice I can like most of the time easily change. You know,
you don't like your choice taken away from you. I get
it. Right. Like you walk into Elden Ring, you get what you get. You know,
I get you.
So that's again. Oh, go ahead, Jake.
No, I was just saying, it totally makes sense. I totally 1000% agree with that.
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons why I was asking as we were watching the footage, because the footage definitely does give me kind of like a Souls-like vibe. So I'm curious, will we be able to like have that choice of like what difficulty you want to play at, or is it just going to be a like standard difficulty that everybody's going to have to fight through? I'm curious about that. it definitely, the thing that really caught my attention for this game is the movement, the way that how fluid the combat is, and kind of like what Joel was saying with the wire fu. I've never seen that in any other like hack and slash kind of games. I'm really interested to see how that works. I know some people were saying that there's a potential that like you trigger a move and then you just kind of hold the controller as it plays out. I'm hoping that's not the case and you can actually be a little bit more technical and have your own like inputs in there. But it looks really, really cool. And I'm definitely excited to see more. Also curious about the saturation, why there's no color. If that's just like artistic choice or if that's just how the beginning of the game looks for some reason. So.
The game did look very dark.
Yeah, and me obviously sharing the screen here probably didn't help it. But I'm curious to see the actual gameplay because obviously a lot of that was cinematic. I feel like there was probably some spliced in there, but I want to see somebody actually going through and playing it and seeing how much of those fluid animations are actual like input versus cinematic.
Right.
And how fast they die.
And I guess how fast they die. We'll throw that in there. So before we get into the game that all of us are excited for, and really we're just gonna gush about in Spider-Man, I want to talk about Lies of P. It's our last indie game of the day.
I did watch this trailer right before we went on. This looked great.
It's a weird one because you're playing Pinocchio in a world where humans are kind of dying out, I guess. Like it's interesting.
Yeah, I listened to I watched the trailer where they were trying to explain it. I'm just like, I'm so confused.
It's a dark dystopian Victorian era Pinocchio
Yeah.
game. It's weird.
Which, funny enough, looks like less scary than the live action Pinocchios they've been putting out. So
that's true.
Like Timothy Chalamet from behind.
He does look like Timothy Chalamet. But this game also has a demo out now, as well as I think it's on PlayStation and I think it's on everything but Switch, actually.
Okay.
I do want to play this one.
Yeah, I recommend you try it out. I actually really enjoyed it. The dodging mechanic they're reworking a little bit, and I think they did say they were going to patch it at some point. It feels like, at least to me, my complaint was the dodge felt like you had to like dodge like 3 times, whereas one dodge should have been enough. So I think they are like tweaking that a little bit, but other than that, I really enjoyed the combat. Read the tutorials. I messed up on that. Read the tutorials.
Oh man, I have to read.
One of the other things that I did see with this is that it said it was going to be a very Souls-like gameplay.
Right.
So Trevon, you may not be as interested in this game because it probably will be very difficult. There's probably not going to be any type of
save spots.
There'll be save spots for sure.
Yeah, it'll be like few and far between, but there will be save spots. I would say though, like as somebody who's not very good at Souls-like games, I do think this is more accessible in terms of being a Souls-like. Like it's not as hard as Elden Ring or like Dark Souls is, but there definitely still is a challenge, and you definitely still have to.
Joel wants to let you know that you forgot Sekiro.
I mean, people consider like what, like Jedi Survivor and stuff like that, like
not
Souls
as well, right?
Fallen Order and Survivor kind of Souls-likes.
I don't mind.
But I don't think they were nearly as difficult as.
No.
Right. You have a choice in that, so you can play that on easy, and it wouldn't be
right.
Yeah.
No, Sekiro. Well, no, it's nothing. I've never played anything so hard in my life. Like God.
So yeah, that one I really wanted to just showcase, just sort of show some of the cooler things that indie developers are doing. Definitely go play the demo. I can't say whether or not I'm gonna buy it yet. I want to play the demo before I get into that. More games need to.
It's gonna be on Game Pass.
Oh well, never mind then. I'll just get it on Game Pass. But either way, more games still need to bring out the demos. It can definitely make or break your game. I get it. We saw what happened with Forspoken, but yeah, I mean,
but one bad example shouldn't be the reason why we can't try out some demos.
No, of course not. No, I didn't. I'm just saying I think it's well worth the risk because there are definitely games that I think people were really excited for after playing the demo.
Right.
Even and there's probably, like you said, there's probably tons of those for everyone that ends up like Forspoken.
Right.
But
And
let's
even,
get. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
opposite side of the spectrum, Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush, the game, like, it didn't have a demo, but it dropped the same day that it was announced.
Oh yeah.
And I think, like, if it hadn't done that, it might have been something like, oh, that looked really cool, but then I might forget about it, and, like, who knows how long it would have taken for it to come out in, like, a regular, like, game development cycle. So, you never know with the demo. It can, like, greatly, like, come to your favor,
Oh yeah.
So now our last game of the day, we're gonna show some of the gameplay footage of Spider-Man 2. Unfortunately, we will not be able to show all 12 minutes of it. There's a ton of gameplay footage.
Why not?
Definitely go and check it out.
Come on, Didge.
I want to get us out. We've been here a lot longer than I thought we were gonna be already. So I don't want to hold you guys too much longer, but I feel like my brother would storm and just shut this entire thing down if I let us get out of here without showing any type of Spider-Man 2 gameplay footage. So without further ado, let's get into the game that all of us are here for. All of us will be buying.
Already pre-ordered.
There you go. Let's get into the Spider-Man 2 gameplay footage. And I'm gonna turn it down lower so that way we can just talk through it, because I mean we've all seen it so many times.
Sure have.
We can utilize this sort of as our backdrop for as we're finishing up.
Okay.
Right. I'm gonna ask to go first.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm kind of I'm not gonna say.
Oh, here's the negativity. I'm glad you went first.
See, this is why I say I want to go first. See, okay, so here's my thing, right? I'm not like just like, oh, this game looks horrible, whatever. But I'm like, this looks like more of the same for me. It looks like the first Spider-Man or like Miles Morales with the addition of, like, we have Venom, we have the wingsuits. So there has been some like enhancements as far as like traversal and that kind of stuff goes. And the UI looks interesting. I don't know if I don't like it or prefer the other ones yet, but I mean, you're not really paying too much attention to that when you're actually playing the game.
Right.
But yeah, for me, it's interesting because I feel like everybody else is like, oh my God, like this is so crazy, blah, blah, blah. But for me, I'm like, oh, thank God we finally get to see this. But now that I'm seeing it, I'm like, this is more Spider-Man, which I do like, but I don't have like crazy amounts of hype for this. So
that's fair.
Yeah,
I'm shocked. I thought we were all in agreement that this is going to be amazing, but
I have no doubt it's not going to be. Like, I think this is going to be a great game for sure. I think it's going to be a great game for sure. I'm just like, I'm not super hyped for this at the moment.
I will say, to your point of some of the design choices I'm not liking, I am in agreement with a lot of people. I'm not a huge fan of the black suit. It does look a little over designed, but it doesn't take me out of it, so I'm okay with that. And everything else that I've seen definitely looks amazing. I really can't wait for this one. Trevon, I feel like we went through a rash of games that didn't really excite you, and I know this one does. So I want you to get a chance to talk about
look how big his smile is.
This is the perfect part for you to be happy too. Look, they're flying.
Listen,
I love it.
I'm gonna get my life with this game. I'm gonna have so much fun with this. I can't wait. I'm really excited. I'm excited for the new powers. The UI is different. I was like, okay, why change that? But whatever. They do what they want to do. But yeah, I think it's cool. I'm excited. I think what interests me the most when I saw this, his new abilities, right? And I was like, why is it a different color? I think I was like, why is it different? Then that's kind of what made me want to go back to the game. I was like, oh yeah, he kept absorbing all that shit.
Oh yeah.
For the last game, I said, of course it affected him eventually. But he kept doing it over and over again. And then that last time he absorbed all of that. I was like, yeah, he definitely, yeah. I'm excited to see what they do with this. I was wondering how they were gonna let you switch between the both of them, and they didn't say it like this. This says not 2-player or whatever, which okay,
right.
But
I'm gonna be honest, I was fine with that. I don't want to spend my time playing with somebody else.
I was wondering, like, would you be able to switch to them whenever you wanted to? But
I
it
think
seems
they
like
did
it's
say that you can switch whenever you want, but when it comes to like certain missions, they're going to be locked to a specific character.
okay.
Right.
That's cool too. That's
sounds
fun.
about
That
right.
is.
Yeah. I'm assuming Miles the only one has the web wing thing. I'm assuming.
I think
No,
Peter
Peter
has
does
it
it?
as well.
Venom should at least did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I'm all for this. I'm all for the new story, whatever they're gonna do with it. I've had fun on both games so far.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm
Looks
very
gorgeous.
excited.
It does. It looks great. Like I said, other than the black suit design being a flaw for me, it looks amazing. Joel, walk me through some of your thoughts on this as we continue to watch this gameplay footage.
well, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, so like I've played a lot of different Spider-Man games throughout my life. So I've just seen the slow progression of where it started to where it is now, and it's come a long way from my old Spider-Man games, and like this looks fantastic. Like I
Right.
can't wait to see the true difference. Obviously, even if you played the Miles version of the game and you play the one with Peter only, there is even a difference between those two games and like how they like the way they swing or like what moves they use. Because obviously Miles has extra powers that Peter doesn't. Peter will probably have more tech because of
More
just to make it
experience.
different. That too, just but also to separate the two, like practicality wise. So they're giving like Peter the symbiote suit. How much of the game does he have that symbiote? So there's a lot of different questions that come up. Like what other villains were going to pop up. We've already got we'll get a preview of like what other characters are going to show up. But I mean, I also like the stealth aspect of these games. I don't always have to go full action. I
Yeah.
love stealth, so it's like I like doing different. I love if I can get caught that whole mission. I'm like success. I love it. I feel so accomplished, and I used to love doing Batman games too. But yeah, I love Spider-Man. So like this is definitely number one on my to want list. And when is it supposed to be? October, is it?
October 20th.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So like I really can't wait. Like I love the first one, love the Miles one, and I can't wait to see where this takes us because this alone was enough for me to get super super duper excited.
Yes.
It was, and I think that's why I wanted to end out on this, especially because I wanted to show as much of the gameplay as this is possible. Get the people more excited. I'm already excited enough. What we didn't see in this that they showed in the showcase itself, I thought it would have been at the beginning of this, is the take on Craven.
Yeah.
Right.
And he looked amazing in this. So
I thought we were looking at a whole different game when it started with Craven.
Right, I did too. So Jake, as you bring us home, as part of the gameplay footage and just in general with some of the trailers that we watched today, where are your thoughts on this Spider-Man game? I know you said you're gonna be getting it. I know you're excited about it, but sort of walk me through what your excitement is.
It's just the first two games were just so just top level of their just top level of the genre, and it's just like
that's a perfect time to stop. And that's where we'll end the gameplay.
Keep building up on the standard that they've already set as far as their game goes. It just graphically it just looks more and more impressive as the years go on, just as they get better at advanced with the hardware and everything like that. It's just the game just looks I'm not gonna say flawless because obviously it's gonna have its flaws here and there, but
right.
it looks
amazing.
It looks amazing. It looks like you want a Spider-Man game to look in 2020.
Yeah.
And
other locations.
It's just
dope.
Everything about the game just so far just looks like it's gonna. I just hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't reach one of those things where it's like it has such a high expectation that it can't live up to. That's kind of my fear that I'm hoping it doesn't fall into that.
But what I always tell people when they say that is that expectation is on you.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So, don't let everybody else's hype build up something beyond where you were excited already, and then you won't have to deal with that.
Yeah.
I'll be there. I'll be there day one. It's gonna be a rough time for friendships this fall because first 2 weeks is gonna be Mortal Kombat. That's right in time for this, and You got like a week in October, and
we're just not going to hear from Didge for the rest of the year. That's
so we'll get all this stuff in.
A lot of things still need to be announced for the back half. So, yep,
Right.
This might be the last podcast of the year, guys.
Man. So as we finish up, I want us to get a chance just to talk about some of the things that I want us to be able to do moving forward. Like I said, I really wanted this one to showcase a lot of the games that we saw over Summer Games Fest, get a chance for everybody to see your guys' faces, because as we move forward with Geekset Gaming, we're looking to do things like game night. So we'll play like Among Us. We already play a lot of Fortnite, so we'll start streaming some of those Fortnites. We'll be playing Demonologist, some of these horror games. We'll be doing a lot of stuff where I will be pulling on you guys to join me, to join Deuces, to join Bacardi, as we do all of these different things. So I like I said, I really just wanted to let the people see your face, so that way when you show up on an Among Us stream, they're not like, well, who are these people? Do they even like games? Are they funny? Are they cool? You got a chance to see a lot of their interactions. You got a chance to see how we all interact with each other. Trevon may not be here. He talked a lot of stuff about Star Wars Outlaws. thought I'd let that go.
I'm standing on that.
So before as you guys wrap up individually, I want you guys to sort of give where people can find you, and if we haven't already talked about something that you were looking forward to from Summer Games Fest, give that too. And then obviously just anything that the people can support you on, what you want them to see coming up from you. Joel, we'll go first with you. I'm just gonna go. He's like, if we're going like a clockwise fashion on my screen, after Joel's there. So Joel, we're gonna start with you. Like I said, just sort of show where the people can find you. And then if we haven't talked about the game that you're really excited for from Summer Games Fest, please give that game at that time.
God. So yeah, basically as of right now, Twitter and Instagram, and it's right on the screen, Joel_J27 on both platforms. Maybe I'll spread out in the future to other things, but as of right now, I only care about those two, those sites. We'll see where things go, as everyone seems to be migrating slowly to other places. I think we've talked about most of the games I'm excited for coming up. I don't know. I mean, aside from Mortal Kombat 1 and Spider-Man 2, I feel like I'm missing one, but those are definitely two on my list.
Okay.
Can't think of anything else, but I'm pretty sure there probably will be. But and I like aside from the Mario Wonder one, I'm really looking forward to I think that's Sonic Superstars or whatever it's called.
Oh yes. We didn't get a chance to talk about that. Sonic is definitely back.
But it's another throwback to like side scrolling old
right.
school. I'm like, that looks dope. Like I love it. I'm so excited. So there you go.
Trevon, where can the people find you?
And
also try to convince you to play Elden Ring again.
Yeah, I'm never playing that. I am Nerd with the Tech everywhere. I guess Instagram, Twitter, Spill, Threads, Hive. I'm on all those places.
Oh, you are on everything.
I bought all of them. I don't know if I actually used them because I honestly forgot about Spill until I got notification the other day. I was like,
I got one this morning. I was like,
so did I. I got one this morning too. I forgot that Deuce sent me the invite. I'm like, dog, I forgot all about this.
Got it. But yeah, I'm on all those places. Follow your own risk. But yeah,
follow at your own risk.
I mean,
that's
he shared something.
Popping up.
Was that yesterday or earlier today?
I think that was yesterday.
I'm getting my records of days going.
I'm not surprised. Jake, where can the people find you?
Oh man, pretty much everywhere. Twitch.tv/Jake_Exclusive, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Everything is all Jake_Exclusive. For some reason, I don't have my handle underneath there. I don't know.
Your fault.
That's on me. It's on me. I just did that. Whatever, man. I was busy eating. I couldn't deal with all that. You can also find we're on what, Didge? Episode 3.
3 should have came out yesterday.
Yep, episode 3 dropped, with episode 4 is finalizing, being edited probably tonight and sent out. I'll probably do 4 and 5 tonight of the Assassin's Creed 2 Let's Play on the Geekset Gaming playlist on the Geekset YouTube channel, so you guys can check that out as well. Going to be doing a lot of content there. I also have my own personal YouTube channel, Jake_Exclusive, where I'm going to be. I haven't really uploaded there in a while, but I'm going to really start getting more into it as I'm kind of backing off from streaming and getting more into the content creation aspect, thanks to Didge and Deuces kind of steering the ship that way. Kind of like that idea more. So yeah, that can pretty much find me on all those. You know, like I'm a copy Trevon. Follow at your own risk, because I be wilding sometimes.
You're not as wild as Trevon.
I just followed you back.
Hey, I followed him and I'm like,
you're not as wild as Trevon.
Especially I would say my wrestling takes, they definitely be wild, because I get blocked by famous wrestling people all the time. Because I don't care. Because I don't care. I have an opinion and I stick to it.
So there you go. If you're a wrestling fan, definitely follow Jake.
Yes.
He's one thing he didn't mention is he is also a part of our wrestling podcast, content creation house, whatever you want to call it, Nerd World Order, where they do talk a lot of wrestling content. I know they have a lot of things that are in the works, so definitely be on the lookout for all of that. Jamie, but last but not least, please tell the people where they can find you.
Yeah, you guys can find me at Swiper_art on Twitter and Threads and Instagram, I guess, if you want to follow me on Instagram. I don't post on Instagram though, don't do it. And for like gaming,
if they follow you on Threads, they automatically follow you on Instagram.
Never mind then. I take that statement back. But for the gaming side of things, you guys can find me Swiper_Prime on Twitch and YouTube. We're trying to get things going here. I'm happy to Didge invited me to be a part of this podcast where we can talk about gaming, have another space for gaming. Never enough spaces for gaming, in my opinion.
That is true.
Yeah, so those are the 2 places you can find me. Maybe a third at the end of the year. I don't know. I'm figuring things out. I'm trying to collect all the channels, Never enough channels.
There you go. And I am Didge, Didge_DEE. You can see it right there underneath my name. Follow me there. You can follow me on all platforms. I think I'm also on, Hive, Spill, Threads, all of those. Same name everywhere. I really just joined to make sure my name is mine, and then I really care after that.
Same here.
Also follow the podcast, Geekset Podcast. If you are watching this, you are on our YouTube page, so you should just go ahead, hit the little bell so you can get the notification. You can go ahead and subscribe, all of that jazz. And be on the lookout as we do more gaming content, as we do more gaming podcasts, as we just do more. I'll make sure everybody's links are in the description. And thank you guys. This has been fun.
Yes, it has.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
Yeah, man.
It was a pleasure.
Thanks for letting me host, Didge.
Yeah,